Hey, True Believers England team here, and we have a couple of things to talk about today. It's our We've Got Issues, and today, mostly, I've got issues with the fact, as you can tell by the title, Superman is no longer inspiring.
Who's Superman?
Call it what you will. Whether I call him Superboy. Somebody called me to task on that over on Old Man Comics. It's Superboy. It's John Kent. They're just using the freaking name because, hey, Superman sells more than Superboy, doesn't he? But I just wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the whole thing. I'm going to be doing a video. I'm writing it right now. I may actually do more scripted stuff, but it's going to be 10 ways they've destroyed Superman. And then, of course, being the person I am, I've got another video I'm writing called 10 Ways to Fix Superman. They have changed Superman. His motto that actually came up during the TV show. It was not in the comic books, by the way, first. It is the truth, justice, and the American way. There are a few things, of course, that are also associated with Superman, like up and away, and so forth and so on. Look, it's a bird, it's a plane. If people say these things, you know they're talking about Superman. But I believe truth, justice, and the American way is possibly the one phrase that is most identified with Superman. And they've decided that it's truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. The way you're going to get a better tomorrow, you ignorant jackheads over at DC, is by following the American way. And this is one of the huge problems we have with modern comic book writers. They don't understand the country they live in. I'm going to say a lot of controversial things tonight. I am going to say some of those things that maybe Evil Black Cat and RDV do not want to be associated with, because I think they need to be said. Maybe some of my black viewers might get mad at me because of one of the things I have to say, because it pisses me off that this is happening in this particular country. And you're like, what is he gonna say? Maybe we'll have Mr. E or Jay come on.
Anything he says that you get offended to, I'm not a part of that.
Well, you know what? It kills me. It kills me because I have followed DC Comics now since I was a little kid. I'm talking about 4 years old. The first comic book I remember reading is a hardcover collected edition. I remember it had Plastic Man in it, and I know it had Flash #1 because it had both the Flash origin and Hawkman in it. And it just introduced me to this wonderful hobby we have. And I kind of went from that to the Richie Rich and the Harveys and all that kind of stuff. I loved Sad Sack, and then right back to superheroes. So I've loved DC Comics since I was 4 years old. By the way, some guy tried to be a freaking troll on my channel. I tested him out. He was so freaking poor at it too. But he gave me I've been reading comics since you were in diapers and you're, well, shut up, man. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. But I've been a fan of the DC characters, and I've been a fan of Marvel as well. It's not an only thing, but two of my favorite heroes on both sides was Superman for DC and Captain America for Marvel, because I've always loved the heroes that inspire other heroes. The heroes that go, yes, this is what it takes to be a hero. And unfortunately, that's not there anymore. There is no love of America when it comes to the writers of mainstream. And I said it like that for a reason. Choose whatever you're talking about. Mainstream TV? No, there isn't. Watch what they're saying. Mainstream movies? Nope. We see it all over the place. There is no love for America in the mainstream. When it comes to Marvel and DC, there's no love for the America. And we see it, we hear it, and more than anything else, I guess I should go after Tom Taylor and his ignorance than anything else, because he's the one that's writing it. But DC is saying it's okay. When you take the American way, the American dream is very simple. There is no promises in the American dream. And I think that's one of the things that pisses people off on the left, and that they get wrong, because they believe that the American dream, from what they're saying and what they write and so forth and so on, is the blue house, the picket fence, the 2.5 kids, and the 3 cars in the garage. And by the way, yes, you'll actually see 2.5 kids. I always thought, who's got the half kid? But they think it's an actual thing. It's something tangible. The American dream is the opportunity. Nobody's promising you shit, except for you have the opportunity to be whatever you want to be without the government sniffing down your neck like they do in every other country. Australia thought it was a free country. Look at it now. Look at Canada, England. If you want a better tomorrow, you follow the American way. There is no other. Fighting for a better tomorrow. Well, America's never been, it has always been great. It's been flawed, but it has always been great, because America is run supposedly by the people. And here comes the controversial part. I have looked up and I have read all sorts of the Twitters, and I've read all sorts of things. And one thing that always comes up is there's a black guy on Twitter, or there's a black girl on Twitter, and they'll say America has never been great. And they'll say, well, it has only been free for some. And here's the controversial part. And I want you, if you have fallen into the trap of believing what they tell you, look into my eyes and understand. Them telling you, if you are not white, and somebody told you that this is not your country, even though you're a citizen of this country, that's on them for lying. But if you believed it, that's on your dumb ass. That's on you for being dumb enough to believe that this is not your country. So they take Superman. They get him away so they could bring in Superboy. And then they say, okay, he's not about the American way anymore. And that is the biggest problem. That is the biggest problem with what they're doing. Some people have you say, oh, they made him bisexual. In all honesty, that's not even a problem. This is not Jonathan Kent, Superboy, is not an old character that they changed. It's not Tim Drake, who we've seen for 30 years, and or Bobby Drake. The big problem is that they made Superboy someone willing to do what Superman wouldn't. Superman always understood that humanity needed to lead themselves. Oh, sure, he would inspire, and that's awesome. People love heroes. People need heroes. That's why we love this hobby, is because we need these heroes to inspire us. With life comes hope. That's from the X-Men. That has stuck with me since I remember first reading it. I may have read it before, but I first read it in X-Men 150. Stuck with me from day one. Unfortunately, kids today have the horrible, horrible line of "no, you move." I've seen that praised. It was a Captain America line. "No, you move." Think about that for just a second. Think about it. It's a horrible, horrible line. It's a horrible thing to be inspired by. Because ultimately, it says that you should never go at something with the idea that maybe you're wrong. You have to think that maybe you are. And that's what they get. We get with life comes hope. We get you are the one who's in control of you. And kids today, they're not hearing it. They haven't been hearing it forever. I'm sorry, I've been on my soapbox now for about 10 minutes. Hello to everybody in the chat. I haven't been ignoring. It's just, this is something that has sincerely sincerely affected me on this. The dropping of the American way. Superman is no longer inspirational. And to me, that's a big problem.
Can we get that one more try with more anger behind those words?
I didn't want to be rageful, to tell you the truth. I do not want that, because if you're yelling at people, they stop, and they just think, why are you? And it becomes about the argument and not about the point. Let me get a couple of these, and let's see. You and me both. I don't care. Superman and Captain America are often considered. I love Superman and I love Captain America, but I think a lot of people don't understand them. Superman, a lot of people think, oh my gosh, he's so powerful, which actually, no. Watch, if you read your books. But his superpower, his true superpower, isn't just the strength and the flight and all that kind of stuff. It's that he does the right thing always. And never has the right thing been forcing you to do something he thought was politically expedient. One of the big problems that with Tom Taylor doing this, oh, we're going to protest the climate change. Well, you know what, Tom Taylor? You don't really have the sciences on climate change. You really don't read and know about it. So you don't understand it, and you're starting from a lie. I was big into that when I was a kid. I actually did a report. I've told this story, and I found out how much they lie to you about global warming. When I was a kid, it was global cooling. By 1987, the world was going to be an ice age, and then the hole in the ozone was found. By 1998, the seas were going to dry up, and then 1998 comes around, and in 12 years, we're going to be all burning, and we're going to be eating each other. I remember cannibalism was brought up at some point in time. Then, of course, Al Gore says that Florida is going to be underwater because if you look up here, the ice is melting off this. Well, in the first picture there, Al, wasn't there a lot of trees around the top of the mountain? In the second one, there's not. Could it be that there was moisture and precipitation that was being frozen? Could it possibly? Anyway.
Hey, Greta.
Let's see. Yeah, what's up?
No, I was just saying hello to Gratu.
Oh, there you go. I said to someone earlier, if it wasn't for the American way, the word be no better. Exactly. The American way is the best way to get that better tomorrow. Individual spirit, individualism. That's what you need.
They don't understand the fact that people are dying trying to get to America because we have freedoms here. So that's one of the reasons why he had the American way, because we are the way. We were the better country. The people who loved Superman, created Superman, they loved our country. They're patriots. They fought for our nation. These guys, a lot of the comic book characters in the early days, Captain America fought against the Nazis for America. He was called Captain America because they love America. Superman is for peace no matter what. Yes, he'll go. I've seen him go against corrupt politicians, but he mainly fought against monsters and just other things. It's like he wasn't very going against political science and stuff like that. It's like. And
by the way, Nathan, yes, it was global cooling, then global warming, and then they were like, well, climate change. Let's go with that then. Well, because the climate is always changing.
It does. We have a 30-year cycle where I live up here. We have a warm winter, and then for 30 years, and then the next 30 years are freaking cold. Angleton as coffee will freeze outside.
Probably not.
Not where you are.
At your house.
Where you are, it's warm all year long.
And I remember when Gail and I were young, we used to make out outside of her house and such, and it was pretty damn cold, which of course just made everything closer.
Probably
so
in the
that's
40s.
Awesome. Back when I was actually good looking. Let's see. Ash is saying, let's not forget Superman is American. Oh, and you know what? Let's put that to bed as well.
Raised in Kansas.
He was raised in Kansas. He doesn't know Kryptonian. He doesn't know Krypton. He is an American, and I don't know what origin you guys go for. For me, it's always been the burn, and he was birthed here. He had the birthing matrix. It landed on Earth, and ta-da! He is of this world. I hate it when some dumbass treats Superman like a freaking oh, I'm the last of my kind here. No, he's not, because his kind is Mom, Pa Kent. His kind is Smallville. His kind is Middle America. Freaking idiots. Freaking idiots at DC Comics.
His attachment to Jor-El should be strained because he's never met the man. He's only met a hologram that talked.
That's it. No. He has no attachment to it.
His father is Jonathan Kent.
No. And by the way, definitely John Kent is an American.
Yeah.
Oy vey. It is ridiculous what they are doing to these characters.
Isn't Tom Taylor Australian?
Well, that would actually say a lot. I
think he is. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but
the sad thing is we've seen this before, and this is I've already said I'm not going to use their language anymore. They've added too many letters to the LGBTQ. It's the gay community. Just it's everybody. I'm including everybody by saying the gay community, because I'm not going to say LGBTQIAFD, and you know what? Why don't we include straight people in there and put the S on the end? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not remembering that. It's like we're trying to remember pi to the 100th decimal. It ain't happening, kids. Gay community. It's fine. You fucked it up. We went along with it when it was just LGB. Okay, LGBTQ. Okay, fine. You screwed it up. It's gay community. It means everybody. It's all inclusive. Shut the fuck up. And by the way, also, it's all lives. If you're so racist you cannot understand that means everybody, that's on you. Don't put it on us. You're the freaking racist. I'm not playing your games anymore. I'm not using your language anymore. I'm done with it. And you know what? I swear to God, I'm pissed off at this because I wanted to talk about goddamn comic books. I got a channel. It's called Old Man Comics. That's where I talk about comic books. I was done because what ended up happening is we put together this this customer revolt, so to speak. It was actually a group of people where we saying, you know what, you believe the same thing I do. You see the problem in mainstream comics. And it just infighting and bullshit all over the fucking place. And I was done. I'm out. You're not talking about comics anymore. You're talking about what somebody said on Twitter. You're talking about, you're not even caring what's in the book. Most of the people, by the time I was done with the whole Comicsgate thing, most of the people weren't even reading comics.
Yep.
And so I got tired of it. I just was done. I just want to talk about the books and the hobby that I love. And you know what? Then the freaking writers took that away also now. Seriously. It's done. Do you know what's trending? Do you know what freaking is trending now? On as far as, and you know they don't watch, you know these dumbasses don't read comics, and you know that that DC Comics is going to listen to them. But I shit you not, this is trending right now. I'm going to share it out here so everybody can feel my pain. I am pissed today, man. I am freaking pissed. But ladies and gentlemen, Supergirl is gay. Reminder, Kara was gay for Lucy. Kara, gay. Oh, wait, look, in the in this book about gay women, Bombshells, she was gay. Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that something? Supergirl's gay, Supergirl's gay, Supergirl's gay, Supergirl's gay. So I said this on the Twitters, and I'll say it right here. Congratulations, men. We have won the battle of the sexes. Seriously, every woman that ever meets now has to scissor.
The funny thing is that they can say, "Oh, in the comics she kissed girl," but guess what? In the show, she's straight.
Yeah, in the show she's straight.
They show pictures of the show. It's like she's
actually in the comics for now. She's straight.
Yeah.
But I saw that 3 years ago. I did a post about it. I did a video about it. I talked about it. I love the bandwagon jumpers that came in afterwards. but I saw it. I had it in a video recently where it was what's his name, the Snagglepuss guy, Mark Russell, Vita Ayala, a few other writers, and they said if there is a question mark, we're going to queer it up. We're going to queer DC up, and that happened. And look, I don't mind create a new character. Go on ahead. If it's somebody like John Kent and really his sexuality was never stated, okay, I get it, but do it for the right reason. Don't tell me that's the story, because that's where it ends for them. Okay, yeah, he's gay, big damn deal. You know what? I've been around this world for 50 years now. I've known a lot of gay people. They can do things. I'm not impressed. Somebody goes, "Oh, I'm gay." I'm not like, "What?" Nobody is. Nobody's impressed. Do something. That's what we want to see. If you've got a character and they just so happen to be gay, who freaking cares if the story's good? Have you ever read Sandman?
Not by choice.
That is all sorts of gender and sexuality all throughout that book, and it's written really freaking well, so everybody, not just people in the gay community, but everybody loves the freaking Sandman, with few exceptions, because the stories are written well, because the story was first, and we're just not getting that now. We are just not getting that now, and it is freaking ridiculous. Who freaking cares? Honestly, who cares about what? Oh, they love this, they love that. How about writing a good story? And I always told people when we were doing the revolt, the customer revolt, don't tell them you want good comics, because they believe they're giving you good comics. They believe we're wrong on this. They think that we're the ones that don't know what good comics are. They'll tell you, actually, they'll look at somebody after, like myself, and I could say comic book fact, comic book fact, comic book fact all over the place, and they'll still go, "You don't read comics."
It is funny, though, whenever they make a character gay, like, there's never a good story behind it. It's just like, oh, we're just going to have a person be gay. Well, or they hate, especially if it's a lesbian couple. Oh, we hate men, or it's patriarchy is horrible. Mm-hmm. Not every gay couple is like that. That's you're stereotyping them.
Oh, well, no, that's what they do.
That's every so bad.
Every time they have come out and said this person is gay, and that they've written the worst stereotype, and they do it if they give a black writer a black character. That it amazes me how many times that black writer writes the offensive black stereotype.
Nope.
Okay, let's just go back to the 1970s, where we're naming every character black this and black that, and just, all right, you all want to be Dolomite, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. When your most interesting character trait is something only a census taker cares about, you're just dull. Exactly. And it's like the last breath, you know, and it might just be that. Look, we're jumping ship. Either we're getting old and we're dying off. We're like Eric Breen, where we're like, see you, new comics, I'm not doing it anymore. But we're jumping ship. They don't have us anymore. And I've made video after video where I would ask people, is there anything Marvel can do to bring you back? Is there anything DC can do to bring you back? And a lot of people are like, I don't see it. There's holdouts like VENKMAN. I've bought a few Marvel and DC.
It's because I'm picking and choosing now, because now I'm trying to recognize which writers are just there for the virtue signal, and I don't care about the story. Right now, Flash is the longest since Rebirth, is the only one going title that actually a DC is not completed just bullshit, pandering, woke crap. You actually can read it and enjoy it, and enjoy it for what Flash is. The fact that they actually have Wally now back, and he has his kids back, and his wife's back. For the longest time, he was separated from his family. It's amazing what they did with Superman. I'm surprised they let Wally be straight. I'm surprised they didn't go after Wally, because Wally is really beloved by a lot of the fans. You know, even outside of the DC Comics,
well,
Young Justice.
For a lot of people, Wally was the Flash.
The Flash,
he was the Flash for damn near 20 years.
So I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, you're actually, after Flash Forward, they're like, oh my gosh, he's actually getting his daughter and his son back, you know, and his wife. And it's just like, and he's actually holding on a job, and he actually is doing actually good stories. You know, I forgot, I think it's Jeremy something is the writer. Took over for Joshua Williamson, and he's kept the actual spirit of the Flash alive and true to what it was.
Wonder Woman, I've tried. In all honesty, the sad thing is Greg Pak was the best run of Wonder Woman, and then it kind of it's one of those books. That was one of those books where I held on too long. Superman lost interest when Bendis got there because he destroyed the family. I don't read Batman. Batman lost my interest the very moment they had what was her name? Marshmallow Molly, Miracle Molly or something like that. And they're like, you don't know this city, Batman. I'm like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, Miracle Molly. I think
I'm done. When they're having Miracle Molly tell Batman that he doesn't know Gotham, you're full of okay. It's and the fact that she was like what 17. Go for yourself.
It's like
I'm too old for that. By the way, when I see an 18-year-old trying to give life advice, I'm like,
I mean, his own book and
live it first, okay?
The main Batman book where he just escaped from being prisoner of the Scarecrow, and Scarecrow's new toxin. He gets back and he's going to the watchtower or the clock tower because he's gonna talk to Oracle. And Cassandra Cain, for no reason, just arm drags him and throws him on the ground. And I'm thinking, and people are like, "Oh, look at she can beat Batman. She's amazing." I'm thinking, like, dude, he was drugged. Like, and I hate that people say, like, "Oh, she's so deadly. She can take on Batman." I'm like, dude, if you know what Batman's gone through, yeah, she was raised her whole life as a weapon, but she was not raised by more than one master. She was just one. I don't know. It's like I said, I thought it was unnecessary for her to like attack him. Like, dude, he was moving slow. How could she not tell who he was? It's like she just did it like, I'm just gonna throw you over because I can, because I am that great. It's like, dude, Cassie would never do that.
Let's see. The rapper 10,000, how you doing? Says when they made Iceman gay, it was annoying and did nothing to the story. In all honesty, there were so many gay people who would tell me that they were offended by him carrying around a handbook, acting like he's only 15. And that's one of the big problems. Look at the way Tim Drake is drawn before they announced it, after they announced it.
Well, yeah,
I agree with Nathan Childress. He'll only date men. The reason why they're going to say bisexual before they say gay is because if really this tanks the sales, they'll start dating girls again. It's an out. So they're not even brave enough to stand behind what they're doing.
Yep.
Man of Action, get these grifters out of comics. I agree. Let's see. When they went after the actress' real-life husband, the guy. Yeah, I heard about that. Let me catch up with a couple of these. Blue and Gold is great, but it's a miniseries. I'm about tapped out on buying miniseries. More cost-effective to wait for the trades. Yeah. I buy a lot of independent comics. And they're because I do the auction and the eBay, they're like advertisements for the trades to me. Like I'll buy the series and then okay, that's a good enough story. I'll go get the trade or something like that. Catholic Mad Ones, women who are single and two big male friends are gay. SJW and women. I don't understand what you're getting at there, Andre. But...
Our friend Almighty Jack is a friend of the channel. He pointed out a few auctions ago. He said the new Batman after Tynion's his story is done over after Fear State. Batman's leaving Gotham.
Yeah, I heard about that because
so he's not going to be fighting in Gotham. He's going to leave it to the Bat family to take over Gotham. Anybody wants to tell that's going to work out? Just go watch Titans.
All right. What about Tim Drake being? The thing about that is, I did a video here. I believe it is. It might have been on the other channel about how Bill Willingham said, "Do what you." He basically was against it because he made the character. He wrote the character, created the character that is now Tim Drake's boyfriend, and he said no. He was a womanizer. He was actually thinking that Tim Drake's mom was a MILF, and yeah.
The other thing is that Tim is married to coffee. He likes more coffee than he likes anything else. He's always drinking coffee. If you look in the comics.
Let's see. Any opinion on Devil's Reign event? If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. At this point, well, okay, here, if y'all want an opinion, it's not going to be about Devil's Reign as much as this. 3 things Marvel Comics doesn't want you to know about. All right? 3 things that Marvel Comics doesn't want you to know about. The death of Doctor Strange. That's an event that's going on right now. Oh, goodness, I wish I remembered the other 2 events that are going on right now that Marvel has done and then forgotten to advertise or forgotten to get out there. Yep. Now they do so many events throughout the year. Who freaking cares? Marvel doesn't even give us enough to advertise the big events. Why should we care? They're trying to make this every freaking story now. Oh my gosh, the stakes are so high. No, they're not. No, they're not. The
other thing is, I hate to say this, everything is really written for the trades. But apart from that, you're getting like 3 or 4 pages of ads in the books themselves. So you're paying, and they're raising the price. And it's like, why would we buy the individual copy? Whoa, look at, they got this fancy variant. The new She-Hulk variant by, I believe Jen Partell is doing the covers for. Unless the interior looks like normal She-Hulk, I ain't getting it. Because the covers look like normal She-Hulk.
The cover looks like normal She-Hulk. She still looks like
Winter Guard, or whatever she is. Winter She-Hulk or Red She-Hulk.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah, that's another thing that's going on. It's like what, World War She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, yes.
Not only are you not advertising an event, but you're so uncreative that you're titling it after a more famous event from 15 years ago. How to announce you're creatively bankrupt without actually saying you're creatively bankrupt.
Do you know how you get more traction for that story? Call it World War It's Ma'am.
Avengers are winners, says Marshall Lewis. Let's see. I haven't been enjoying Dark Ages. Oh, that's the Darkhold stuff, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's another event that's going on right now in Marvel.
I forgot who's writing that. Is that Tom Taylor too?
I don't care.
For Dark Ages, where they're basically like, electricity is gone. They're basically, there's like different camps, and like they have to like work together.
Taylor.
It is Taylor? Yeah.
Yep.
So here's a problem also I noticed with all of this. The writers tend, I know with this crowd, after this happens, the writers tend to be persona non grata. It doesn't matter how good deceased is. It's Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor's fuck their thing. Ultimate Spider-Man was generally beloved. So was his Bendis's run on Daredevil. Nobody gives a crap about that now. Why? Because Bendis came all over Superman. Freaking ruined him. What was worse was Bendis came and ruined Superman right after possibly the best run of Superman since John Byrne.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Jerry Ordway years. But it was a great run. Tomasi nailed the character. Bendis ruined it. Bendis started to ruin it. Let's see. Star Wars, where Iron Man 1 Marvel was as far as for the as studio size growth potential. Star Wars is where Iron Man 1 Marvel was as far. Oh, well, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, I guess somebody's bringing up why The Last Man got canceled. I tried to watch it. I actually said in the first episode, it was actually not that bad. When they talked politics at the White House, it was kind of heavy-handed, but otherwise it was not that bad. And I got to tell you, I started to watch the last episode, the last one that came out, and it might have been 2 episodes ago at this point. I couldn't do it. It was too much of a chore. I just didn't want to. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
I watched the one before that, and like I said, I'm reading the book right now too. So when people say like, "Oh, this show's so woke," it's like, well, it's anti-Republican. The book was anti-Republican.
Yeah.
It's like
the book always was. But I thought that the book was better. I really do think that the book was
I'm only on, I just finished issue 4, so I'm on issue 5, so
Mhm.
it is keeping somewhat of the plot so far, what I've seen the first season.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's decent for what it is. It's not bad. I'm actually watching shows like La Brea, and that's actually, as dumb as that looks, it's mildly entertaining, you know?
I'm glad, Tevia, you enjoy it. And
But-
I would never take it away. I'm not one of those people like, you like what I don't like. That means you're a... No, I'm not one of those people. It just means that I wasted my time. You did not. That's it. But it just, yeah, it's always been a feminist story. It's always been towards the left and so forth and so on. But it was at least written well. This on and I could take that. Make sure that your story is first, the message comes after. But wow, this show just isn't. Nerdy Texas says he's steering towards manga and indie comics, and I only buy back issues of DC and Marvel from me in the auctions. All right, thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, back issues, man. That's where it's at. Seriously.
Yeah. When people say like, "Well, if Marvel and DC do go under," it's like, well, we have so many back issues I've never read. So I wouldn't be sad if they go away. It's just that if they go, it really puts pressure on the younger, the smaller companies to put out books. You know, who knows? Maybe you know, Image or Dynamite or them will take the spot of the Marvel and DC. The one problem is that Marvel and DC have so many great characters. So if they, I would only hope that they go back to the actual families of the ones who created it. You know. It's just like you just wouldn't have Justice League though, unless somebody who created every single family created all the characters. You're not going to get them all. Like it's basically like the MCU was. Remember when it first started off, you didn't have rights to all the characters, so you couldn't have them all together. That's what's going to end up happening to the comic book industry as far as DC if they go under.
Let me get this right here. Thank you very much from Zach, who says, when the comic book industry dies, let's all take solace in the fact that the woke writers will be eating each other alive to get their TV deals.
Yeah.
Which, thank you very much again, Zach. I'll keep that up for a little bit. I think that a lot of comic books now, especially independent comic books, are being written for the screen. I just did a review and then deleted it before I saved it of Maniac of New York. And I can't find it. I must have done that. I'm looking in every damn folder, and I just can't find it. But it absolutely is Jason Takes Manhattan, the one that we didn't get in the theaters that we wanted. You know, the whole movie doesn't take place on a boat. But I actually have been noticing, definitely in the independent world, that they seem to be movies more than they are comic books. Hold on, Batman. I'm on a freaking soapbox tonight. Let's see. I'm trying to get a good collection of Superman, Supergirl, and Superboy from the 80s. I'm telling you, from the John Byrne, started right after Crisis all the way up until the end of the beginning of New 52. Greatest run of Superman ever.
And if you want a better Supergirl, get the Power Girl 2009 run.
Actually, the 2000 Power Girl run was pretty good.
Yeah.
Here's something I want to bring up, because I do kind of say this all the time, and it's be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
There is something in geek culture. It is a beautiful thing. It's a perfect thing. It really is. Even if it's got flaws, all of us remember it as a perfect thing. And when I say what it is, you're going to agree. And I would say that the only way you could possibly bring it back is to make sure that all of the people that had a hand in it came back, because they know what it takes to create this beautiful, perfect thing. Well, it was announced that that is what is happening, that they are coming back and they're going to do this perfect thing. And I still looked at it and went, oh no, they're going to screw up Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
It is a perfect, those 4 seasons, excellent. The 4 seasons kind of a little wacky, but I like it. It is a perfect thing in geek culture. It is the one thing everybody could rally around and go, I like it. And that's hard to do in geek culture. You always have that one jackass in the back. Well, actually, no, everybody loves that.
I wonder though if the SJWs will go after Batman series. You know, they'll try to say some, stuff about it.
Tim Drake, I will bet you 100% Tim Drake's going to be buying the in the series. Let's see. I'm almost done wishing for a new JSA series now. If we got it, yeah, I would be very afraid of that.
If it's Jeff Johns has sole control over it, I would read it. But if it's DC telling him what to write, and and he doesn't put his foot down, I mean, right now, I'd say if you want Jeff Johns current with his writing, Geiger, pick that up. It just finished. I got Skip was talking about that, so was Ash and everybody else out in his Ash's Discord. Geiger is a good Jeff Johns book. It's only 6 issues. Well worth it. It's if you like apocalyptic, settings, I definitely recommend it. And it's right now it's a world building thing. They're gonna have a Junkyard Joe. It's gonna be another spin-off of this. It's I would definitely recommend that if you're looking for, if you don't want, because right now we don't want new JSA because what DC is gonna go through, but you could possibly get something that's just as awesome as that by getting Geiger.
By the way, I agree with Miss So. Last Flight is very cinematic. It actually, I've seen this. We've all seen the story before, but it is entertaining. I like that book.
Yeah.
I just find myself gravitating towards more independent comic books these days. I couldn't even buy a comic book off the shelf the other day. It was like Eric Breen. Like, no, none of these look good. I'm gonna go to the back issue bin.
Really? Not even the independents?
Nothing. I did not want to pick up anything. I didn't want to get anything out of my pull box. I didn't want anything. When
it comes to indies, I'm very selective too, because unless I know something about it, I'm really hesitant to pick up a cover, because some of the covers do not look that appealing. And yeah.
Yep.
What's up, Nerdette?
Yep. Hey, Nerdette, how you doing? Let's see. Image has so much. There are a lot of great independent comic books. I just think I was in a bad mood at the time. It was because I was going out mainly because I needed to get some sets, needed to get big dogs and so forth and so on. But it just was like I couldn't do. I've got a whole pile of comics here that I still haven't read. It's like, take the leap, man. But do you know what I did? I started reading Nightfall, the Batman story.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, I haven't read that for years. So instead of the new books, I'm reading that.
Are you gonna read NightQuest, son?
Huh?
You gonna read NightQuest after that?
Oh yeah, the whole thing. I'm starting. Yeah. I've got the all the trade paperbacks, like the omnibuses and all that kind of stuff. So I start with the Road 2, which has all the the Vengeance of Bane, and then all of the things leading up to it, and then it goes to
No Man's
Nightfall,
Land,
and then NightQuest. Yeah.
If I want good Batman stuff, I go to NightQuest, but No Man's Land.
No Man's Land is the greatest Batman story ever told. Gosh. It is the greatest Batman story ever told.
You even get good Greg Rucka stories in there.
I love No Man's Land. Let's see. How did folks like the new Batman trailer? Oh my, stars and garters. I actually enjoyed it. I am so excited for the Batman now. There were just elements in that I loved. I loved the fact that they were hiding the Riddler's face. I like the fact that they're making him a menace. I loved Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I'm looking at that and I'm going, holy crap. We have movie accurate Penguin, or comic book accurate Penguin. Finally, we didn't get it in. I love Danny DeVito and I actually liked him as the Penguin. We didn't get comic book accurate in Danny DeVito, and I'm talking about movies, not TV. Burgess Meredith is perfect. I love the 66 show. It's awesome. We didn't get the Penguin, comic book accurate Penguin, ever until now. I love Gotham, and that guy was great as the Penguin, but we've got short, fat, kind of, I mean, I love him. I'm jazzed for it. I was nervous, but I was like, okay, let's see, because I know Robert Pattinson kind of knocked a lot of confidence out of people, but I thought, no, since Twilight, he's been doing independent films, and he can act, and he could be menacing, because there's a couple of films. If you guys haven't seen The Lighthouse, do yourself a favor. it really is good, and it shows he can be menacing. So I knew he could do it.
I got to keep in mind though, because when I look at him, this is Batman year 1 almost basically.
Yeah, so
he's gonna make mistakes.
Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect Batman. You know,
which is like I'm like I kind of want perfect Batman, but you know,
I know
I kind of want to see what he's gonna do.
To me, I thought we got that in the warehouse fight of in Batman and Superman. That was perfect Batman. That was what we always wanted to see. That fight was as close to a comic book Batman fight as possibly.
Give him his Daredevil hallway scene.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
All right.
And yes, unfortunately, say again, Black Cat.
Speaking of Batman, it is the 10th anniversary, 10 years since your favorite Batman game came out.
Yes, I played that game. No, the favorite game.
Game.
Yeah.
He said Batman came out.
Arkham City was released 10 years ago.
Isn't that nuts?
I know, right? It goes fast, and when you get older, it goes faster, by the way.
Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Let's see. Geiger is a good hero's journey, says Ash. What else are we talking about here? It's not that it's the next. It's not the next big thing. I think Image will just. Okay, I missed something in here somewhere. Hello to.
Maybe because I said about what if Marvel and DC goes, who's be the next big two or big who takes a spot, who fills the void of Marvel and DC when they go under?
They're not going under.
No, I'm just saying hypothetically, if they ever did,
I think it would crush. I think it would crush the comic book industry.
Yeah,
and by the way, by that I don't mean comic books would go away forever.
No.
I just don't think that we would see. I think you would probably see more digital. Like if Marvel and DC fell, the publishing part,
the printing part would be gone.
Yeah, I think you would see more digital because it would be easier for the Tim Lims of the world to do digital than it is to publish. That's not to say he wouldn't have physical copies. You still have Amazon and such.
I think the collector's value of printed ones would be much more.
It may just be, but
new ones because
DC
limited
and
quantities.
Marvel are never going to go away. They're going to change, and I've said this before. They're going to change in ways as we're watching. Old farts like myself do not like.
Although I am curious to see if Marvel will revert to actually, cleaning house once the MCU is gone. Because once those movies are done, they have to Disney has to focus on the books in order to sell and make money off Marvel. They can do as many toys and if they want to do cartoons, but the comic books are pretty much is what they're going to have to rely on.
To answer your question, this is something. I'm not a businessman. I ran a comic book shop out of a flea market 20 years ago. And that's as close as I've ever come to having a store selling. But how would I reboot the comic book industry? I've seen this argued two ways. One is the way I would argue it as a fan, what I would want to see, what would get me buying and get me addicted to comic books again. And the other way is, of course, from a store owner, what they need to do and what they... I think, in all honesty, it's a combination of the two. And I think they do need to change the direction they're going in. Unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of big companies think that Twitter is real life, that Twitter isn't just a handful of people. And yes, I know they've got millions and millions, but a lot of people don't use it. That is, a lot of people aren't on there yelling and screaming, and the identity politics thing is not as huge a deal outside of that particular area. So I think that DC Comics does have to change the narrative in the stories that to appeal to a wider audience. They think, of course, that means appealing to a couple of people in a certain demographic, and that's it, and everybody will be inclusive and accepting. But when they do that, they do cut out a huge section of audience because they do Iceman. They do the other DC history. Or the way they wrote Mr. Miracle. That's not for everybody. You literally insult half of your freaking audience in Mr. Miracle #1, you ignorant asshats. That's not inclusive. So I think they do need to change the narratives that are in the story to be more inclusive by, in all honesty, as I've been told by VENKMAN, don't bring up the politics. Don't bring up the identity politics. Just let the characters be who they are. Don't make the message the story. And then also get those freaking books out to where people can find them.
My thing is like, you don't have to draw a cheesecake for everything, but you know, it should be your focus is a cheesecake. But I'm just saying, you can draw women as women.
Well, that's another.
You can draw men as if you can draw men as men, but you can't draw women. The destruction
of femininity is not.
Yeah,
necessary. You're right.
It's
but I do think that they need to make sure that people can actually find these things, get them out there. I think that what we see is a lot more trade paperbacks and things like that getting into certain stores than we're seeing the floppies. I've heard many people who used to read comics say that it's just too expensive to jump back in.
It is. You're looking at, was it $4.99 for a regular cover? The stock variant is $1 more. That's like $5.99, and that's just one book. Now, if you went, now imagine if all these were actually, even they say get rid of the woke stuff. If DC books weren't woke, you're still paying like, if you want the variant covers, the stock, you're paying like $6 per book. That's an expensive freaking hobby. Not only that, you got to pay for backer boards and bags. You know, and then remember, you're taping these. If you're taping them, the bags shut, you got to pay for tape. So it does add up. And then the boxes, it was $8 or more. Those were the cheapy ones. It is expensive hobby. It's bad enough. We got, for the ones we do like, the back issues, you're paying like, sometimes you're paying
$50, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
that's $50 right here. Now, granted, one of them is $8.
Yeah.
But you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 comics for $50 freaking dollars.
I mean, I lucked out with the little shop I go to, gives me 20% off because I come there every week, so he gives me a discount. Now, the other stores don't do that. The bigger box stores of comic stores, you know, they might have more stuff though, but you know, that's because you're not giving you your discount. So they have more stuff to buy, you know.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous.
It's like I said, it's, if I'm paying $7 to $8 for a book, man, it better be like double size, and it better be something that's not telling me like, men are bad, climate change, we need to change the climate. Like look at the John Kent cover. You see that where they're walking and there's a giant squid monster behind everybody.
I know, right? Why don't we save the city from the squid monster? And it's ridiculous. Jeez.
Batman, tell us what the story about you on the Joker. Well, sorry, Billy, I'm going to tell you about climate change. So that's more dangerous than the Joker. It's like, what? Joker's out there killing people, and he's like, but we need to focus on global warming. That's more important. Billy.
Poseidon Entertainment I've seen his videos. He has he does really good videos about this. He says a lot of the stuff that I've said, and I kind of appreciate that somebody out there with a bigger channel is getting it done. This guy, he talks about Disney, and if you're a fan of Disney like myself, you could see how Disney is falling. If you go to any of the Facebook pages, if you do stuff like that, they're a bunch of sycophants. Where if Disney had Mickey Mouse walking around with a big old dildo raping kids, this group would be like, great entertainment, it's fun for the whole family. While everybody else said, wait a second, this isn't what Disney's about. Oh, you just hate Disney. Go away. If you don't like it, leave.
The mouse is entitled to do what he wants to do.
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but there's been a drop in quality when it comes to Disney as well. And I've been here my entire life. I love going to the parks and such, but I've noticed that drop in quality. And anytime I see it, anytime it's brought up in these forums and everything that I was a part of, man, they would just get nailed. So this guy, he's got a channel, Poseidon Entertainment, and he's been bringing it up as well. It has just been going up.
I have a question though.
By the way, firing all of the hacks would be a part of saving the narrative.
I have a question for you, Black Cat. Are you still buying your books? And then how much? I mean, because you're getting it imported, or are they being printed where you live? So I know you're outside the country.
I use digital.
Digital.
Yeah, the trades are. We have a few. We have a store where they actually get the trades, but the owner actually does have to, run it at a slight loss.
Yeah, I imagine so, because no matter where if you're in Australia, Europe, wherever you are, it costs more because you're getting shipped in, and now even if they're printing it, they can't print every single book.
Shut up, bird.
Yeah, the only reason I can afford the trades is because my LCS owner eats the importing costs.
Which it sucks for him, because especially with COVID and all that stuff, trying to keep up. If you're running a business where you're constantly making a loss, you're not running a business. You're losing a business. So when they raise the prices on these books to try to get them imported, it makes it harder for the people who live outside the United States to get these comics.
Okay,
so that's why you guys are switching to digital. So that which sucks, because I feel like they're doing this on purpose. They want everything digital.
So
gotta do.
Let's see. Man of Action saying, I don't want their kind of diversity. I had a conversation with somebody and they were talking about diversity and such, and I said something that is controversial, racist according to them, is that a room full of black people is not diverse. It's not. I'm sorry, but they're, unless you're talking about the diversity of thought, which I think is more important, it just isn't. A whole bunch of the same is not diverse unless you're talking about diversity of thought, and everybody had a different opinion. Unfortunately, the kind of diversity that we're getting in comic books, you're not allowed that difference of opinion. That's actually one thing that amazes me, is these people who say they're for inclusivity, they say they're for diversity, absolutely believes that if you are not following their agenda, if you're not following what they say, then you are not acting towards your interest if you are not a white straight male. You have a way of thinking. We don't. We're free to think however we want. Why? White, straight, and male. But if you're black, you have to think the way that leftists tell you. Or otherwise, you are just a shill. You are, as they called Larry Elder, the black face of white supremacy. But no, they're the inclusive ones. They're not the racist ones. The people who say, no, be who you are. Who cares what you are? And that's the way it is. That's not who I am. It's what I am. Who I am is my actions, what I say, what I do, how I treat people around me. That's who I am. And that's who anybody is. But according to these jackasses, whether you got a penis or a vagina means you're supposed to act this way or that way. And it doesn't necessarily mean you are what you are. Nobody assigns you that, you dumbasses. You're born with it. Nobody assigns you a race either. You can't say, well, you know what? I think I'm no. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous what these nuts are doing around here. It's serious, and now it's in the comics. Now it is in the comic. Well, not now. 6 years ago when we started this shit, it was in the comics. Now it's just continued.
Like I said, when it comes to this crap, in all forms of media, do as I say, not what I do. Because you're not allowed to.
So Zach thinks that Disney's going to jump into the anime market.
It looks like they're trying to. There was some rumors or something. They're supposed to do a new show they're going to try and do. But somebody else, I was just reading the comments. Somebody did something. Was it? Yellow Spider-Man says Shang-Chi cast wasn't diverse.
Not really. It had a white guy. But yeah, no. It had some, but yeah, it wasn't an incredibly diverse cast.
Oh.
How do I feel about the upcoming Milestone anime? There is no Milestone past 1998 when it got canceled. I'm sorry, but I'm not. they've always had a lean, but at least the stories were good. What I read from Icon, what I read from Hardware, and what I read from Static, it's offensive. It's offensive, and it's silly and stupid.
You think that's offensive? Wait till they continue the Catwoman with Teeny Howard taking over for Ram V, who's been doing a phenomenal job. That's another book.
Oh, you're getting the Kelly Sue DeConnick treatment.
Oh my gosh!
Remember, it was like, oh, Dan Abnett, he's writing great Aquaman. You gotta check it out. It's gonna be so cool. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Oh, Kelly Sue DeConnick.
They keep trying to tell me that they're continuing after issue 38, but it's just being canceled in my eyes because I'm not buying that crap. Teeny Howard.
Sorry, I'm getting on my getting on my soapbox from time to time. Agreed, swapping is not diversity. That is true. As a matter of fact, swapping is insulting, and maybe I've always been someone who tries to see the other side. So I try to think, what is white privilege? Because it doesn't exist. I'm poor as okay. Your actions give you privilege. Are you smart? Did you educate yourself in? By the way, that doesn't mean go to college, because we're finding out. But your actions it give you privilege. You have earned your privilege through what you have done for yourself. Just having a color on your skin doesn't make you privileged. Once again, I'd point to Exhibit A, poor as thankfully I'm American poor. I have my computer, I have my TV. I make enough money to continue the businesses and to pay some bills, and occasionally go out with the missus, and that's all it's a simple life, and I enjoy it. Thank you very much, guys. But it's hold on, don't let me get too far off. Don't let me get too far off.
Too far in or too far out?
But I always think, what could white privilege be? And my first thought was that judging by what the left says, white privilege could possibly be that I do know that all of my accomplishments are my own, and all of my failures are my own, so I can fix them, and that's got to be part of it, right? But the other thing is that I know and I get to understand that pandering is bad. And I wonder if that's something else, because according to what you see on the left, pandering is exactly what you need to do to achieve equality. Swapping, not creating new characters, but swapping is far better than promoting brand new black characters or brand new Asian, whatever. Because nobody, and I kid you not, this is their quote, nobody will be interested in an original black character. Well, wait a second. If nobody is interested, why do you think it's going to sell just because you're putting a Superman symbol on it? Why do you think it's going to sell because you make a Latino kid Blue Beetle? Guess what? It won't. That's been proven too. All right, what's up, man?
I was just saying, I can't wait till they make the comic book about the character who doesn't want to get a job. He just wants to stay on unemployment. Is that coming soon? Because remember they put COVID and all the other things into these comic books. So why isn't that be the next superhero? Yeah, I sorry guys, I gotta stay home. But I'll have my robot go do my heroic stuff for me while I just sit here. It's, and I can see that doing that with Jaime. It's like, Mom, I don't want to. I'm a superhero. I don't need a job. It's like, that's the one thing I would see. Like, if they really did Lois and Clark actually done correctly, they'd be telling Jonathan, dude, you still need a job. It's awesome that you want to be a hero, but you should still have a life. Just like you see this in Stargirl. You see Pat's telling Courtney, it's cool you want to be a hero and do all stuff, but you should still give yourself an option to fall back on in case something happens.
Yeah.
Smart thinking, people don't think about. They just quit their jobs and you're gone. You gotta have something to follow through with. It's common sense, and I like that. This, at least with on the CW, Superman and Lois and Stargirl are actually really good shows right now, and it's mind-boggling because CW is just like crap.
I know we were so worried about Stargirl going over to CW, but it is actually good. I gotta be honest. I was one of the CW's biggest cheerleaders. I really was. For
when the Arrows first started, yeah, I loved it.
Even the Flash, it got tiresome to me. I mean, at some point in time, I'll pick it up. I stopped watching Legends because I don't remember where I stopped watching it. I haven't picked it back up. Like,
does it matter?
Was it this season? Was it that season? I think I'll just start it at the beginning again and watch it through because I liked that show. Yeah. That show was so much fun.
I actually, honestly, because Pixel and I were going to try and review it, and I got to the second episode of this past season that ended, and I just couldn't get past it. I was like, dude, it's just like, wow. Because the previous season focused heavily on John Constantine and did also go after the magical creatures, but they got rid of characters I don't care. I mean, okay, so now the Atom's gone. Ray Palmer, who was like, Brandon Roth, he was a good character on the cast. Yep. He's gone. They hardly use Nate Haywood anymore. That character, Steel. He's gone. It's the point where I was like, John Constantine. For those, I don't know if you're gonna watch it or not, but he's dead this season. So it's like
spoiler, mother. What the hell?
You're not gonna watch it.
Okay. Anyway, at some point in time, I will.
Honestly, I would recommend not even watching him in that show at all because it's not Constantine. You want to watch Constantine? Watch the NBC show.
Zach, of all the people who need to be watching Stargirl, it is you. You are the biggest JSA fan I know, man. Seriously.
Yep.
They need to de-age John Kent. Yeah, that would be nice. I think they missed out. Look, at the beginning of this, when we were talking about how they destroyed Superman, one thing I made a point to point out was making him bisexual did not destroy him. His sexuality was not written. So it's silly because we know why they did it. There's no narrative reason to do it. There's going to be no story reason to do it. It was stupid the way they did it. I don't think it would be bad to make John Kent gay or bisexual. But if I wrote John Kent, I would have had him stay a kid. And I would have had the story be gradual. And we would see him maybe finding Damian attractive or Superboy attractive, Connor Kent attractive. There would be a story there. It would be a narrative that would be told. And he would, as he is growing up, he would deal with heartache. He would deal with the usual things that a person would grow up dealing with while they were in love, or they have a crush that would hurt, that would make them happy. And I think they missed that freaking opportunity. And there's no story here. If this was done over time, I think this would have been done so much better. It would have been done so much better. But unfortunately, it was like, surprise! You freaking killed it. All the narrative that you could have done is gone. And Tom Taylor is a professional comic book writer. F you, Tom Taylor. You're horrible. Look, you know what? Actually, I'll say this. Tom Taylor, stick to horror. Stick to horror. Injustice, not bad. It's horror. Deceased, horror. Stick to that. Get the off of any superhero title that doesn't have zombies. You're horrible at your job. One of the worst lines in any comic book for a long time was bigotry and freaking mustard. That's why we're still making fun of it 3 years later. It could have been 2. I don't know.
I mean, there's asking about my feminist agenda. That's kind of
I think that was before. I'm still gonna go with a 3. Point being, and I did say 1 of.
I know.
Oh yes, Almighty Jack. I did get the package. Thank you very much. And hello to Dominic. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, Engleton. How about yourself?
I'm a little bit. I seem to be on fire today. I don't know why. It's kind of funny.
Are you flaming tonight, sir?
I am flaming. What gets me
a little
is
warm here.
It actually is over here. I got rid of my fan.
I know, right? So I have the towel right next to me, so I get the heat blowing this way.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because I had a conversation with VENKMAN. I was talking to Gail about the channel. YouTube, by the way, cut me again. And so I got a hold of them. And I finally got a hold of somebody, and they're talking to me. And they said that shadow banning doesn't exist, and it's all in my imagination. And my view counts going from 800 to 3,000, and then cutting down to 400 to 1,000, and then 200 to maybe 800 is in my imagination. It just doesn't happen. Or recently, since the Dan Slott thing, it's been cut again. I mean, literally, we did a live stream the other day with only 40 views. That is, and I tried telling him, I said, look, I want you to do me a favor. And I want you to pretend like I've been doing this for a while. I know how to read the analytics, and I know what things are going to go wrong. So I told this story to Gail, and Gail told me to shut everything down. She said, go get a job. Gail makes most of the money here in this household. And Gail has always supported. So long as I'm bringing money in and contributing to the household, it's okay. This time, what it is something you guys don't see is I've actually had physical problems because of the stress caused here with what's been going on. And I told her the story, and she's like, you need to quit. You need to stop. And I was telling this to VENKMAN, and VENKMAN says, well, you know what videos do well? I thought, yeah, people tell me they don't want to see the anger. They don't want to see it. And he says, no, the numbers show that people want to watch that. And he says, in all honesty, and this is a direct quote from VENKMAN, you getting that anger off your chest might actually make you feel better. And I got to tell you right now, I feel freaking great.
I mean,
well, that's good to hear.
Man. I feel so bad. We used to actually, and I was talking to Gail. She goes, well, what did you do before when you were creating the channel? I said, Gail, you weren't there. I was on YouTube 24/7.
You ranted, you raved, you brought up points. People rallied behind you.
And it was kind of funny because VENKMAN said that. VENKMAN goes, if you start arguing, if you start yelling and everything, maybe you'll feel better. I
said go full Alex Jones. That's what I said.
I don't know if I'll do that, but I really do feel better getting all this shit off my chest.
They're putting shit in the water.
Making frogs gay.
Yeah.
They're making Superboy gay, and they're putting stuff in the ink. People are getting high.
This says you got a hold of an actual person. Oh, by the way, they were Asian. They tried, as a matter of fact, they really tried, but their sentence structure a couple of times, like in some Asian countries, you wouldn't say, "Oh, that blue car." You would say, "Oh, the car blue." And there were a couple of times where they put their sentences, and I was like, what part of Asia are you from?
I mean, at least they're being diverse. You usually get to tell
no, they are. Yeah. This isn't somebody who is in America.
I do support, and it's like you get that.
Yeah, it was a call center?
Well, that's what I mean. It's usually like outside of the country. Like, you know, I wouldn't expect YouTube to be like someone. Hey, I'm actually an American. You're talking to, like, what?
All they did though was tell me that nothing's wrong with my channel, and oh no, you have no idea. I even said, look, I told him at the beginning, I said, look, I'm a practical person, so don't blow smoke up my ass, don't tell me anything like that. I want, if it's because I'm talking politics way too much, tell me it's because I'm talking politics way too much. Be honest with me. That's all I care about, because I want my channel, this is how I try to make a living, so I want my channel back. So you tell me what I need to do. You tell me what I need to do so I can do it. End of story. I don't care what it is. I need to know, but I don't want to hear that shadow banning doesn't exist. I don't want to hear that nothing has ever happened on my channel. And those were exactly what they said.
You know what I do? The guy did say purge your videos.
Yeah,
I would purge your videos and just redo them.
Actually, they're all relevant today. So,
yeah, they are. So just
yeah.
purge them all, because you know what? I think Critical's copying you, Purchase copying you. They're doing the same videos that you did like 3 years ago. So
Let's clear the air. No, I do joke around about
I know.
thinking Critical and Comic Perch is copying my videos, but they're not. It's just that all the stuff I talked about 3 or 4 years ago.
Well, yeah, it's coming relevant again. So
it's come back up, and they are making videos that I made a long time ago. So,
I wonder, because it must be something in the back videos. Maybe that's what it is. But if it's not that, I guess like 17,000 people just hate you.
I guess so. Yeah.
They moved on because you're not doing the rants anymore.
It's kind of funny because I feel freaking great ranting about this crap. I really do. The thing about falling in love, says Underworld Dream, it's usually a one-way street, and there's no guarantee that they will feel the same way. But that's what I'm saying. There is such a great story with John Kent that just didn't get told because Bendis sucks. Okay, I know a lot of people say that as just a overlapping pejorative. Look, it's easy to say Bendis sucks. All right, blah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he does this. No, Bendis is not a good writer. He just isn't. Tom Taylor is not really a good writer. Also, I just probably have blinded myself to the horror stuff.
Tom Taylor is good at Elseworlds. That's it.
That might be Bendis' thing too. But goodness gracious, General Mortis. Hey, Professor Pixel.
What's up, Dominic?
I mean, Bendis has since like long past his selling Best Buy day. He's not what he used to be.
Yeah. As far as Tom Taylor though, like the guy gay thing, we kind of knew it was going to happen, but Tom Taylor has a history of making bad books and making good books and making bad books again. X-Men Red, he did horrible over at Marvel, and then he came over here and did Deceased, and now he's doing another book that's crap. You know, it's his thing.
That other book that's crap would be my favorite character.
It amazes me. We call them.
He misses. Again, like for what we've been seeing so far, he's been getting a lot of misses.
I think it's something we call them woke, but they need to wake up. What they're saying is horribly racist. What they're saying is horribly offensive. It really is. It amazes me how, we're being all inclusive. You've got to fit this one freaking box. Why? Is there? I know I've got members of the gay community in chat right now. Dominic, I know you're Latino. But is there?
When did I say that?
Because I've seen you.
Or do you assume his
and
nationality?
Your name's Dominic. Just
Dominic Toretto.
He did a face reveal a while ago.
Yeah, you have done a face reveal.
I mean, the guy addressed himself as Dominic Toretto, Comic Whiz Powell.
Point being is, I would love to. I just. Any of the black viewers, how do you really feel about the fact that these blue-haired Karens, for lack of a better word, I guess the word, are actually dictating how you should think? How is it that anybody is buying into this freaking pandering? How is it that anybody can see Don Lemon and it's lemon, it's not lemon? Don't try to dress it up, jackass. How is it that anybody looks at a rich guy like Don Lemon and actually believes him when he says black people can't make it in America? Freaking Oprah Winfrey is a billionaire and she said that. How is it that anybody is buying into this shit? Oh, do you know what I saw, by the way? I told you I'm going to say some stuff that is going to be controversial tonight.
Honestly, it's your channel, and I'd say Kids Goes Off. We tried doing the positive route. Nobody wants that, so we're going to go back to what
here's the thing, and this is controversial too, because I just... How is it that you see reality and they tell you it's not reality, and it's like, oh my gosh, you know what? You're right, it's not.
They're trying. Well, for what we've been observing like so far, like these some of the modern creatives, well, not just them, but other people, they're trying trying to put subjectivity over objectivity, but that's not how things work. Yes, it may be it's difficult to see like objective reality, and like you can like interpret it in how you want it, but there are limits to your interpretation, to like how you see the world, because no matter what the objective reality is right in front of you. There's no other way around it.
Yeah. And I agree with DeBizzle. I don't mind if a character's gay or not. I don't. I work at freaking Disney and Universal. Do you know how many gay people work at theme parks? All of them.
Yeah.
No, you don't care. I can't care. I just don't have it in me. It just isn't there anymore. It just isn't. I don't give a who you're banging unless it's Gale, and then I got questions.
The thing is, though, these I don't get. You want to have a gay character, but don't shit on an actual straight character, different orientation, just to prop up another person. You shouldn't be doing that. What happened to like respecting everybody? It's like what I say. All lives matter. I'm not gonna crap on somebody else's nationality, their culture, just to prop up my own. And I expect the vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want? Otherwise, that's just hate speech, as they claim.
Oh, and I'm reading an Aqualad statement, and Dominic, is it Latinx or is it Latinx that you prefer to be called?
The LA tanks?
Neither, because there's. I know. I was playing along. I was just playing along with the joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or at least try to.
It's bad. And what's going on in modern comics? I'm not done. I'm feeling invigorated.
I feel like a sadist because I like want to read the book, but I also don't want to pay for that price. So
that's martyr.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I feel like I'm giving money. Maybe I don't know the term. I'm not.
I will say that people are being selective of what they're buying. Like, I mean, saying like what the comic shop is doing. They're not gonna fill their shelves with a majority of new titles from Marvel and DC because they don't sell. They'll just be selling back issues or manga.
Ash, or Almighty Jack, excuse me. I thought that was funny as hell. I hope Tim thinks it's funny as hell too. But I have to get rid of that because we get if too much of that kind of stuff pops up, I actually get. So I'm going to remove the.
Get rid of Aqualad. Aqualad, you can remove yours comment.
Are we getting dirty here? Okay, yeah, we need to not have that.
Wait, what did? Who said what in chat?
We're not gonna repeat it. No.
Slurs in no way, shape, or form are allowed on my channel, guys. I thought it was funny because
not to do that.
Yeah. So don't take this personally, guys. But
don't take it personal, Tim.
Well, he can take it personal. But I thought it was kind of funny because dang it, Tim. Okay, he separated it. There you go. But I see the thing about that particular joke is we understand that it's not a joke about Asian people. It's a joke about the language that the woke use. But unfortunately, the algorithms and what keeps an eye on it, they don't understand that. And the woke are idiots. I don't know if I've said that, but yeah, it's not a slur.
It's inclusive.
I don't know if you made that up, but that's the first time I saw it, and that made me laugh. So that's pretty good.
I was wondering what you're looking at because there's been a few things I've been saying in the chat. It's just like you're going on your soapbox, and I'm thinking like I can't stay angry because I was laughing what they're doing in the chat.
I know, right? Here's the elephant in the room. Every YouTube I've listened to says, I don't care if this character is gay, but what about the reader who do care for more reasons and just quit and don't say anything? That will happen. That'll happen about damn near anything, though. And I'm not trying to downplay that particular person, but that will happen for anything. If there's one thing that you can bank on every time, is that geeks hate change. We do. It's just that it's just that way. We don't like change.
I do have a good idea to say of the comic community, because I mean, here's the thing: people love coffee. People also want to read comic books. You can have a mediocre story, but at least give me like a coupon for like a free cup of coffee or something like that with each issue you buy, or more or dollars off. So I can like punch cards. I can get like a bunch of coffee, because I'd rather have coffee, and the book can suck, but I'm getting the coffee coupon discounts. That's what I want. Feed one addiction. If I'm paying $8, I want a freaking cup of coffee. That's.
So do you think Superboy would kill that kid if he did his human with a Krypton? Okay, so we're not reading this action. Come on, guys.
Hey, people, keep it clean.
Wow, that's dude. That's close to slur.
No, it's unnecessary. Come on, man. Yeah. Come on. But I do like land tax is racist. I thought it was a tampon, but that's just me.
So is Gen X involved in that thing too? They got the
guilty as charged. My Gen X Taurus brain is stubborn. We're both Gen X, by the way. If you want to know what Gen X is, it's the 50-year-olds at this point. 40 to 50, definitely. Of
course.
I'm good with change when it's good. Frank Miller changed Daredevil for the better. Same with Chris Claremont on X-Men. Simonson's on. Yeah, I get that. You're right. We can take change a lot better. Sandman changed from a guy with a gun to a guy with a cape to an ethereal spirit. And nobody batted an eye. But then they said that those guys, but they didn't replace them. Yeah.
All we want is hope and change.
There you go. RDV actually
wrote the business plan. Nobody against change.
Say what?
I don't know. Let's listen to you. He started talking to you.
No, right. Nobody overall is against change. Change is it's just like what's been done is where people will take issue with. It doesn't mean everybody's against change.
Okay.
All right. So Zach was saying Zach actually, and this is, I'm not shocked. This is what Zach would say. Is I actually wrote up a business plan in college about opening a coffee shop / comic book store. It was called Kapow Chino.
Oh,
I got that. Okay, cappuccino. Okay,
there
you go. Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. That's it's also pretty catchy.
I mean, if you have good coffee, I don't care what the book is. That's a good cup of coffee. I could just sit there in heaven just drinking the coffee and looking like, oh, yep. I'd be more upset if I spilled the coffee on the book because I'm wasting the coffee than the book.
Although to be fair, not many people drink coffee. Some drink coffee, others drink tea.
Like I said, some of the stores I've been to, they have manga / anime / the DC Gallery statues, a lot of that stuff, though. And they have back issues, but they have a wall for the new stuff. But I think they go through more of the manga stuff lately. Not to say that manga, I hate this. People say manga's great because manga does have something for everything, but manga has a lot of weird stuff too. You have the Yuri, you have the other stuff too. So it's not. If you're into that, that's great. But I hate when people say manga is 100 times better. Honestly, I go look at the manga stuff and it looks literally kiddie stuff and looks really, really perverted. Some of the stuff that's in there.
Perverted.
Some of the titles in there, some of the books.
Let's see. Beyond is kind of a king in that regard. No comic-based Batman as a teenager. Robin is trending. I'm 99% sure that half the people who voted for the Robin's book wouldn't have if they knew this would be the outcome. Okay. I was looking to see what's trending to talk about. So this is what they're saying is bad about Robin. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read any new comics in a long time, to tell you the truth.
Hey,
I can feel it. Hold on. I'm in the middle of what we're talking about.
I was just gonna say, I told you if you rant, FRAGMINION will show up, and he's there.
Hey, Frag, what's up? Let's see. So, this big guy, is that Robin? I can feel it, you know, that tension in the air, the nervous expectations. Oh no, what's Jason going to say? Well, wonder no more. Green Underwear Squad. First things first, I was drafted into being a Robin. I was a crook. I got busted stealing hubcaps from the Batmobile. I got turned into a soldier in the war against crime. And he slams his mug down. But like soldiers do, I got killed. Batman said I wasn't allowed to die, so I came back to fight some more. But I ain't mad. I mean, not many people live the life I've led and died and lived it again. Not to mention, you're all lucky, really. That's comic book dialogue. I mean, it's not the greatest, but I don't see what's the horrible of it.
Yeah. The next panel, the next panel.
They're right. The art is not good.
No, yeah.
So I don't get it.
Honestly, I prefer just seeing Jason with the red hood on all time.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't
like
get
Spider-Man.
what's so bad about that.
Looking at Peter Parker, majority of us prefer him with the Spider-Man mask on because that looks phenomenal. But whenever they try to do that face, it's like, whoa, it's Greg Land for everybody.
I mean, that right there, it was bad writing. Make no mistake, but it wasn't Superboy beating a border patrol up and everybody going, yay, he's for social change. And no, it's not that bad. It's not so bad as deciding that the American way is not the way for a better tomorrow. For those of you who jumped in a little bit late, we did talk about that in the beginning, and I'll reiterate. The best way for a better tomorrow is the American way. It is individualism. It is individual rights. That's the big understanding. That's the American dream, is to have the opportunities that no other country can have. And that's what we were talking about in the beginning. And thank you to everybody who is listening in and maybe a little shy to jump in on the chat, but feel free to. Everybody's welcome. And please click that like if you haven't done it already. And as talking about that, by the way, lost us 3 views.
Jim Sorensen actually he says, WTF, it's okay dialogue, but it's not Jason Todd. Remember, I'm ever feeling sorry for himself.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, they want these guys to be emotional, but Jason's always been like the hothead, you know, goes off, does what he wants, doesn't listen.
The only thing Steely knows how to write is sitcom dramas, says Almighty Jack. You give him a superhero book and he completely screws it up. England Teen Rage quits the comment.
Really also does horror.
Okay, here's something. Is there a book that you rage quit? Or is there a book that made you so angry that you absolutely regretted buying it? Like maybe it's something you were excited about, you got it, and then it's like, God, mother, let me know. Just one. Keep it to one. I'm going to go around the panel here. Venkman, there had to have been a book that you bought.
Well, I kind of really picky about books as to begin with, but if I would have known that Treating Hearts going on in the issue 39 when I bought it, I would have been flipping out because I did not know that Ram V was leaving.
Yeah.
So that would have been a book I would have picked up, and naturally it's in my pull list, so I would have picked it up, and then like, what the heck? As far as books that I really don't try to go for the stuff. I'm very picky on DC stuff. I've been reading the Batman stuff. There's been Batman books issues, and this I think it was the Tinian one. That's actually I didn't rage quit, but I decided, you know what, the price of this I don't want to pay for anymore, and that's basically when they introduced Clown Hunter, and not just a Clown Hunter, but Ghostmaker. If anything, that really made me not excited to read the next book because there's retconning it in, saying that this guy, I've always been Bruce's rival. I've always been slightly better than him and everything. You know, where he's like, Bruce is like, I can't kill, where he's like, dude, I'll kill.
Which makes him not as good. Okay, Dominic, did you ever have a book that made you rage quit? Like you were like, that's it, last issue, I'm done, and you stuck to it?
Yeah, since we're only choosing one,
Just
I
one.
would have to go with all new X-Men.
Okay, that sucked.
It starts.
Yeah.
It may. Yeah, it may start out strong, but after seeing the direction it was heading after the return of the future Brotherhood of mutant storyline, and then eventually the Utopian storyline, where we had the infamous moment of Jean Grey turning Bobby
How long
gay.
did it
I was
take you to rage quit? Like, how
like,
many issues did you make it
I
through
was
before you were like, that's it?
well, it took a couple more until that moment where I was just all right, Bendis, I'm completely done with you.
Actually, Rhaegar's got the best one. One More Day. That back in the day made
that,
me rage quit.
That made you. How about you, Evil Black Cat? Do you have a rage quit comic? And then I'm going to go to the comic book and then tell the comments and then tell mine.
It was Batman 50.
Batman number 50. That a lot of people rage quit Batman
The
that
wedding,
day.
yeah.
And it's kind of funny because it was a day you could, when Batman 50 came out, people went, I'm done. Let's see. Zach says he rage quit after Al Ewing's Guardians of the Galaxy. He stayed with that through the Bendis years, but Ewing tanked it. And Frag saying, as a Lobo fan, rage quit a lot of times. Miss says, good topic. As always, appreciating hearing the other side of things with you guys. My gay community friends are very woke and annoying, but they are mostly younger than me in their 30s. Here's a thing, and this is something I wish they would realize. Miss So, if you are a generation, you lived through, and of course you were young at the time, but you lived through the riots, you lived through true prejudice, you lived through true hatred, you've lived through all sorts of bigotry and families that wouldn't accept your friends, and one hell of a big disease with a little name. So if you want to talk about stuff, I will absolutely listen. But modern day kids, come on, this hasn't been and I'm not saying that everybody's had a great time of it. I'm just saying the times are different. It's like if a 60, 70-year-old black guy wants to talk to me about racism, I'm going to listen to him a lot more than one of these 20-year-olds running around that says he's experienced racism because when he hit that person, the cop treated him bad when he was being arrested. Let's see. Tevye says JLQ. Oh, they're talking about the thing. Nazi Cap story for Undead Quinn. That didn't make me rage quit. That made me start making more videos. Hickman's X-Men for Ash. And that's got to be, I guess that's the way it's going to be here. I'm going to just do more bad comic beatdowns over here. Batman 50 was so bad. The X-Force comic where Phantom X killed Child Apocalypse.
About the good comics.
Say again?
I said also talk about the good comics, but books that people should check out for themselves.
I did. I've done the good comics now for 2 or 3 years.
That's the thing. And hardly anybody. There's so many. Dominic, you realize there's so many people who are done with Marvel and DC. So the few that are reading it, I'm one of the few, but I'm only reading 1 or 2 issues. But there's so many people who just don't care to watch the videos about it. They care more to see. They tune in to see what the train wrecks are. They want to see what's the new gossip. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of the YouTube community has come about. You know.
I don't know if I've ever rage quit a comic. I just gradually lost interest in Miss So. Let's see.
25 issues took me 6.
Secret Empire wasn't mine. Actually, I've got one recently. I made it through the whole book, but only because I wanted to do a bad comic beatdown and I really wanted to talk about it. It angered me so much that I immediately did a live stream about it, and it was Mr. Miracle #1, the one that just came out, the one that's ongoing right now, where you have Mr. Miracle starting the book off in space. He's in freaking space. Let me repeat that because it's important. He's in freaking space. So he does this big thing. He gets paid a lot of money, and then he's at a therapist, not but a page later, talking about white privilege. You're in space, you superhero mother. God damn, what's wrong with DC writers nowadays? Why does DC think this is a good story? Why is it that even that freaking dumbass that's writing it, and he's a black writer, how is he not seeing that this guy who can afford to go to outer space has privilege? Oh my gosh, I was jogging through the park and this lonely woman gets nervous because she sees me coming when I'm jogging in the park. No kidding. Because she was white. No, could it be because she was by herself? No, of course it can't, because you're a freaking racist, you racist ass. You know. Honestly,
if I see, no matter who you are, if you're in costume and I'm alone by myself, I don't know if you're a luchador trying to attack me or what's going on. You know,
Doomsday Clock is the best book ever to be created. Missy is saying he was doing so good. Blood pressure. Actually, I'm feeling good, man.
I mean,
I needed to rage. I think I needed to get this off my chest.
The other good thing about the Joker is that so many people have fear of clowns. So you put a Joker on screen, that's like twice as much scary for you, and then it makes him more of a villain.
Yep. Every time Evil Black Cat is on, I for the old people, I always think of the song "Ape Man" by the Kinks because it sounds just like that. Okay, only the old people are going to know that one. Young people, welcome to the club here.
I know the Kinks, but I mean, I get more of like GTA or Spider-Man PS4 because you hear the background noises in New York, the busy traffic and all that stuff, driving. So
I like it because it has the horns and everything, like what you hear with Evil Black Cat. Then these steel drums come in. Da dun 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 dun.
Honestly, oh my gosh, why did I think it's for? You can do this ASMR videos, Evil Black Cat. Evil Black Cat, get on those ASMR videos. Just record the sounds of outside your house, your apartment.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. 6 hours worth of traffic.
Just label New York traffic. It has like, I'm walking here, buddy. I'm
walking here. I'm walking here. Yeah. Let's see. I don't get the fear of clowns. I don't find me neither.
I don't really fear clowns either.
There are people are
definitely probably
afraid.
whip their ass because they're wearing big ass shoes. They can't chase you down. They must not be able to move very well.
Does anybody remember? I know it wasn't just my state, but they were banning clown masks because people were going around dressed as clowns doing stuff.
Yeah, during the hit thing. Let's see who here has ever read. Oh, I actually did a video for every one of them on Old Man Comics. That channel. It sucked. It was not good.
Thank you for reminding me of that. I forgot about that.
Horrible.
The other history.
Yeah. It was bad. They actually promoted
the DC universe.
They promoted that crap on DC Fandom. I was like, really? That's what you're promoting here? All the books that you've got, you're promoting that shit? It's horrible. John Ridley is a bad comic book writer. Have a good day, Tevia. Take care. Be safe.
I mean, other history of the DC universe is not only bad, but also really racist. It has done a disservice to many of the heroes that have been around for years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is Future State really the worst thing that ever exists in comic books? Do you think?
No. I just told you, Miracle Man exists.
I know, but I'm just saying. I just saw that comment there. Is like Future State is the worst thing ever exists. No. And I was just like, I don't know about that. Let's list the things that made me angry. One More Day. I'm gonna have a banner behind me that says "One More Day sucked" every time I'm on here because you talk about Secret Empire, Hydra. It's like the Punisher saying, "You know what? I'm against murder now." That's what One More Day was like for me.
Mr. Miracle's horrible book. I thought that Secret Empire was worse than Future State. Let's see what else was worse than Future State, because there are probably even worst Batman books, but I don't know.
Is offensive or just bad storylines? That's you got to define too.
So what is Penguin, and why would we? Because I actually was wondering what you were. Why are you shopping with a penguin there, Miss So? But yeah. What is Penguin?
Penguin Random House.
Oh, okay. No, I've never.
Marvel's new distributor.
Yeah. Let's see. He just proved. I don't know what Miracle Man came from Future State. I did not know. I just I'll tell you this. It sucks, and it sucks far, far worse than anything I've read with a Future State label on it.
Can we get that trend change? Forget that. If you like Doomsday, you should change it to, do you like One More Day? Do that. That would be much more humility.
Well, I think they're making fun of that guy who shows up.
Yeah.
And
I know.
After a while, so
we never knew it was a guy, though. That's the thing, though. We didn't know the gender. There's so many people coming.
Only seems to do Future State books. There were things in Future State that I actually liked. I did like, in all honesty, I liked the Batman titles. I thought they were fine. But I didn't need to see what led up to it because they had backstory to what was going on. What they're doing afterwards, yeah. Vita IL is harmless token. She's there on good graces, not because of talent. She hasn't shown any yet. At least you could say about Mag, she's got one book. She's got that one book.
Jenny Hex, yeah.
Vita Ayala has not yet shown any real talent. Let's see. Ash says Vita really doesn't destroy. She's just milquetoast. Everything she's done can be brought back on track. Being a bad writer isn't nearly as being yeah. Ash has a point. Bendis destroyed John Kent. Bendis
Iceman
destroyed
too.
Superman. Bendis destroyed Iceman as a character. Bendis destroyed Riri Williams. And he created her. Maranya saying, every day I wonder what the next classic straight white male character will be, gender, race, sexually swapped due to laziness on part of the current writers. What gets me is when we bring this kind of stuff up, we have laid out hours upon hours upon hours of videos. And I'm talking about we as me and the others in what I used to call the comic book skeptic community, about why this is bad. And these jackasses, those racist asshats who believe it's a good idea, go, oh, well, you just hate women, you just hate black people, you just hate people who are not white straight males, blah, 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 yada, yada. They're not just lazy in their writing, they're lazy in their rebuttals. They truly are. It's very, very sad. Very, very, very sad. Very sad indeed. Let's see. She laughs at the jokes. She goes to the meetings. She keeps her mouth shut. The minute she starts shaking her ass, the company will be. There you go. That's true. Bendis did, in fact, create Riri Williams, and he destroyed her. He made her bad. We have actually seen her written well in other places.
It's based off his daughter, right? So if she's that angry and disgruntled, wow. Bad parenting.
Yeah. That is true, Tehillium. And I brought that up with talking about how the Karens of the world, and I count Tom Taylor as one of the Karens. Some people say there has to be a name for the male version of Karen. No, I think Karen fits.
I thought it's Ken.
I don't care. Karen is better. It just put it right on in there.
Kevin.
Yeah. He is too. But I brought that up, how the Karens of the world, the blue-haired white girls who believe that they have, they know better than anybody how a person who is not white should live. And Tom Taylor, he's the same thing. He's the straight white savior of the gay community. There you go. He's there for you. I remember one tweet that Mark Wade wrote, and holy shit, did people come down on him. And he did nothing wrong, but literally he wrote this, I am a white savior. It was like 20 freaking tweets filled with just him talking about how everybody else was horrible people, and he is there to protect his friends of color. Okay.
Yep.
You go right on ahead.
Everybody chirps, hey, we need representation. You have a black writer writing this. Well, why don't we have a gay writer writing Superboy?
Well, my question is, and nobody can answer this, and if you want to get yourself blocked by comic book creators, and trust me, this works, I know, because I have no access to them right now. Unlike Diversity in Comics and unlike most people that were in that group, they would take their tweet and put it on their page, and what is it called? Quote tweeting? They would quote tweet me. I went to them. I went to their thread instead of quote tweeting it. I asked them, or I would put the message right there. But if you ever want to get blocked by comic book creators, and I mean one right after the other,
just follow E.
Yeah, that too.
The blockchain.
Ask some of these white saviors, why were you so racist in the 80s and 90s? Why were you so sexist in the 80s and 90s? Now, see, I was there. Miss So was there. Breen was there. Do you know who was not talking about how racist the comic book industry was in the 80s and 90s? Mark Waid, Ron Lim,
Neil Adams,
Mars, any of them. According to them, they were okay with it because they said nothing. They did nothing. They definitely weren't in the magazines going, you know what we need to do? Hurrah! All those hateful people out there that don't want to see these. They were nowhere near as vocal about how bad it was in the past when they were getting their start. Holy shiitake mushrooms. These are the most racist and ignorant people when it comes to that, because not only did they wait 20 and sometimes 30, 40 years to speak up, but they profited from it. And now they want to make me as a 50-year-old comic book fan feel bad. They want to make you feel bad because, you are not embracing our message. Therefore, you are a racist. Well, you, Ron Mars.
Do you remember?
You were there back then, and you could have done something, and you did nothing. So shut the up.
Do you remember when it was all about the women's liberation? Now it's just about women's.
Ass.
It was all about the women's liberation in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, and all of a sudden, like, women are just on the back burner because they're not real women anymore.
Yeah, there you go. They step up and they try to take this moral high ground, and it's freaking ridiculous because it wasn't there 30 years ago. So these two-faced bitches truly need to just sit back, just go. It's time for you to retire. You're not contributing anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I got news for you. The Tom Taylors aren't either. You're hurting more than you're contributing. If you wanted to contribute, you would write an original character who was not a white straight male. You would create an original character who was not a white straight male. But you don't want to do that because you, from your own words, believe that nobody would be interested in a non-white male straight character. Your own words. Because you say if it wasn't for the name Superman, if it wasn't for the name Iron Man, if it wasn't for any of the more popular, Falcon doesn't sell, Captain America does. By your own words, nobody wants to read a good, a well-written character. That's all we're asking. We're asking for well-written. You're saying nobody wants to read a character who isn't straight white male. What they want to read is the name on the book. I'm pumped up tonight.
I gotta tell you, no, America Chavez, she's thinking her stars and garters that she's not in DC because remember, American Way is gone, so she's gonna get canceled because she's America.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and she's on her third. She's also on her third origin reboot, isn't she?
America, yeah, I think so. Tom Taylor has admitted that he self-inserts. No, he didn't have to tell us. I called that a long time. I called that when I first got here. That was one of the first things I said. Two things I made a point of, and thank you very much. Richard gave me credit when he was bringing it up too. Is that we are not their customers. Do not fool yourself into thinking that you are Marvel Comics customer. You are not. You are not DC. You're not Marvel. You're not Image. If you want to be a comic book creator's customer, I suggest, if you have not yet done it, go to Tim Lim. He's an awesome writer. He's an awesome artist. Mark's a great writer. I love the books that I've read of them. You will be their customer, and I think they will treat you accordingly. The comic book shops are Marvel's customer. The comic book shops are DC's customer. And that's why I think Marvel is not so quick to tell their freelancers to stop treating customers poorly. Because if Marvel is putting in the money, I mean, if the comic shops are giving Marvel the money for these books, what the freaking hell do they care if you buy them or not? They got rid. I don't know if they've reinstated the return policy or not, but for the longest time, there was no return policy. So if a comic book shop bought 100 comics of a book you didn't want, they had 100 copies of it. And that actually happened with a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, they just got piles and piles of these books. Sometimes it was so they could get a variant cover or something like that. You would hear, if you want this comic, you have to buy a certain amount of this comic over here. I remember Phil from Coliseum of Comics, that's the shop I go to. I used to work for him, wrote a whole letter that ended up getting out there where he was like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. Screw you, Marvel, and the horse you rode in on, and I'm going to protect my business more than I'm going to protect your interest. Let's see. But do not for any moment believe that you are Marvel and DC's customers. Don't yell at them. Go to your comic book shop and tell them, you know what, because of Marvel's practices, I will no longer be buying comics from you, from them. I'm not going to be buying Marvel comics. Going to drop it. I always say, if you made a commitment, because I know I would do this for my shop, but I used to work with them. I feel a kinship. But if I cancel a title, I always at least get the next issue because they ordered it for me. But yeah, there you go. Now, Mighty Jack saying nowadays the number ones are returnable. So I hope so. I hope that is the way it is. I just love how Marvel and DC keeps competing to see who can out dumbass each other. They're actually more scared of us. For example, see the media treatment of Larry Elder. Yeah, I obviously that was horribly racist what they did to him. DC equals the fool who follows the fool. Jane became Thor in the 70s. What if? Young whippersnapper. Yeah, but that was a what if story back before they did the whole, oh my gosh, all the multiverses are meeting each other bullcrap. It wasn't like it was a canon thing. That was a what if. That wasn't canon. You young whippersnapper. I don't know. Have I raged about everything yet?
Let's see. Action Comics and Detective Comics 1000.
Oh, go. Yeah, no, that's not. We're not going to get into that again. But there you go. I don't know. It's ridiculous stuff that's going on. I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like I've been ranting for 2 hours. You guys have just been. I got on the soapbox tonight. I gotta say, or as Eric would say, the Germans are bombing Pearl Harbor. Or as I used to do videos, I would always have the scene from Gran Torino. I love it with Clint Eastwood coming out with his gun. Get off my lawn. That's how I feel. Oh, there you go, Man of Action. It's putting it up. DC and Marvel need a new tarot deck. Their predictions are not working out.
You should change your name to Englentine Loves Comic. Englentine Loves the American Way.
Englentine and the American Way. God bless the USA. I'm tired of the big two trying to outdo each other with their beers and holding them. So what comic books am I looking forward to? Oh, excuse me.
Comic America, I believe, is on sale and then it's on Kickstarter, I believe, to the 26th, I believe.
Oh,
not
good.
sure.
I've got time. Yes, I wanted to.
I think it's going. Yeah, it's the final volume.
Well, yeah, I want to get the. I don't know if you still have it, Tim. If you're there, please let me know because I want to get the omnibus so I have volume 1, 2, and 3 and such. Yeah, I want to make sure that I've got the whole story. But let's see. At least with you on Soapbox, you can always clean your mouth out with the soap.
And if you want to be every time we have a Soapbox, if you want to sponsor the channel, we'll give your advertisement out. Just sponsor our Soapbox rants.
Wait, Ash says Frank Miller ruined Daredevil. No, nobody ever said that in their entire lives. I am not buying into that one. Nobody has ever. There are a few truths. These are not opinions, ladies and gentlemen, just absolute truths. And that one of them is that Frank Miller's Daredevil run is one of the greatest runs of all time. And yes, by the way, Bianca is mentioning Doug Ernst.
Ooh, Butternote, can we highlight that comment right there? Because I feel like he's been hacked.
Who?
Thunderdome. Highlight that comment.
Oh.
Let's single him out.
Bitch, I'll just mail you the ominous. All righty, sir.
He'll give you the address, but he'll give you his neighbor's address. He's married just like
you know what? I won't do that again, okay? But thank you very much, Tim. I appreciate it. I don't mind soapbox rants. We need them sometime. Since reasonable debate has gone out the window with some on both sides these days. I try, even when I'm ranting, I try not to go so crazy as I'm not thinking about the other side. I want
Alex Jones.
I don't want to be a reactionary. You know, you got to think about things. Because I always want to be on the correct side. You know, if there's something going on, you have to make one, like I said, you have to be willing to be wrong. You know, some people it's the no, you move attitude that bullshit Captain America quote. What is that quote? Let me read this off again here because
what I mean by Alex Jones, I mean the anger, the fire, the passion when you talk. You know, I want that loud. You know, and if you're wrong, you apologize. You know,
one of the worst things ever perpetrated here, and everybody's saying it's an awesome thing. Doesn't matter what the press says. Doesn't matter what politicians or the mob says. Doesn't matter if the whole country decides that something's wrong. Something wrong is something right. This nation was founded on one principle above all else, the requirement that we stand up for what we believe, no matter the odds or the consequences. When the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree next to the river of truth and tell the whole world, no, you move. Well, that's fine if you're right. But you get dumbasses like the Tom Taylors of the world who says, no, you move. I'm going to tell these gay people exactly what's best for them.
Yeah, actually, he doesn't even talk to them. He just blocks them.
The problem is when you're starting with a lie. And most of the people who are identitarians, most of the identitarians are starting off at a lie. Because their first instinct is that everybody who is not like them or everybody who is politically different is a hateful bigot of some sorts. We talk about bring us a good story. Bring us a good story about a gay character. Bring us an original character. And they look us straight in the face and go, you hate gay people. They start with a lie. So this whole thing about no, you move doesn't work when you're doing that. I remember I've had a couple of debates and Dalton was there and it was with the SJWs and I interrupted them. Because they would say they would start off their first sentence would be wrong. It'd be well, you know, because you're racist on this. Whoa, hold on, and Dalton would think I should let him go. No, because if you're starting off with a lie, then everything that follows is going to be based on that lie. Therefore, it will not be true. But that's not what you're getting. You're getting people who embrace this, but they're not willing. And when I say you got to be willing to be wrong, you have to at least listen to the other side. Listen to what they're saying. You don't necessarily have to agree. I mean, you know, if you're in a debate or an argument, but don't. One thing I've always hated, because I've seen it on our side too, of this argument. Well, what they're really saying is, just argue the words. I don't know. Let's see. I like that Captain America quote. If anything, Tom Taylor and the woke are not planning themselves anywhere because their rules change faster. Okay. See, that's Rhaegar. He's saying, hey, look, no, you're looking at I like that. I like that. Man, I try to pump up E's auction, and instead he goes on another soapbox. Well, I thank you. There's nothing wrong with being hateful, just saying don't get involved with people who start a conversation with a false premise, says King KDI. Let's see, and that speech is now toilet paper everywhere. I suppose the closest thing they have to a foundation is the ruthless criticism of all that exists, says Rhaegar, which is essentially deconstructing everything. And Eric Breen says, individually is fine as long as we all do it together, says Frank, quoted Frank Burns. MASH is a good show. I like that one. I like that one. Oh, my goodness gracious. Englentine has a red ring searching for him. Wait, what? Oh, I get it. Okay. I'm about to become the Rage Lanterns. It's true. Bring up a good point and they still block you. Yeah. Oh. Let's see.
Donnie Cates, what do you remember? He's another one.
Oh, yeah. Donnie Cates did that.
Wouldn't even talk to you. You're not worth talking to. It's like
he put out a tweet that said Trump is a racist. It was just out of the blue. There wasn't like he didn't have a news story attached to it or anything. He didn't have like, oh, he said this, therefore Trump is a racist. He just put out Trump is a racist. And I went, literally, why? I didn't have anything to it. It was like that movie with the blank face, and they would show a different picture after the blank face, and everybody would put their own emotions to it. I just went, why? And he went, are you kidding me? I said, no, I'm curious. Why do you think so? And he got pissed. He ended up blocking me.
You can't question anybody.
I never pushed him. As a matter of fact, I shared this thread. This was a while back, but I shared the thread in the England team DM, and it would be, he would get angry, and I said, no, I'm really not trying to argue. I just want to know why you think he's racist. And every time I did that, I never changed tone. I never called him anything. I just kept saying, why? And he lost it, and he ended up blocking me. Once again, if you quote tweet, maybe the comic book writers and artists will keep you on, but if you go at them directly, they will block your ass in a heartbeat.
Oh, they don't look at quote tweets unless you it's pointed out by their followers that you're insulting them. Then they're like, but you have to say something really bad, because otherwise followers don't care. They just look at like, you're so great, I love you, you're great. That's all you see is the thing. Is like, your book's the best. And like, you be calling them like horrible names. They're like, just put out a good book, bro. That's all we care about. I don't know. I kind of don't really look at Twitter and stuff for that reason, because I'm sure people are saying all that crap. But end of the day, I honestly do look at it. If they're putting out a book that's not woke, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna take a look at it before I look at the woke books. The milestone stuff, which are blatantly racist. I'm not gonna. I have no reason to look at it. I'd rather go read the original Static Shock. To me, that was much more entertaining. But
by the way, if you were wondering, because I saw it, Tehillim is asking when is the next shite that Neil Adams says. Unfortunately, he hasn't posted anything since September. I'll show you here, guys. I hope he's okay. I don't.
Well, he ran out of content. That's all it is. Because Trump's no longer in office.
Let's see. You were Apple and Google. You were threatened by Putin, the most miserable despot in the world, and Didn't know Kim Jong-un died. You know why you folded. You are miserable cowards. I will do anything and everything against you miserable yellow bellies as often and as seriously as I can. You are not American, and you will probably never be Americans. And then at Mr. President, this is, by the way, September 9th. As usual, no matter what type of good guy you are, people die and you are responsible for killing them. You don't keep up with the science. You are legally bound to save American lives and lives around the world. Is this year? Is he actually going after Biden on this one too? Oh, wow. Okay. Force people to take their, holy shiitake mushrooms, force people to take their vaccine. Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
I shared it. Okay, good. I was just wondering, did I remember to share it? Force people to take their, I can't talk about this, guys. The consequences of you not getting the prick. The world is death being passed on, mutant strains all over the world. You have the authority and responsibility to put a stop to this. No, he doesn't. And yet you take half and quarter measures. History doesn't judge a kind heart. It judges a wise mind. Neil, the artist, writer, publisher, Adams. Dude, you are fucked in the head. This is a guy that fought for creator rights. You would think that he would have a better idea and a better appreciation of freedom. A gang of legislators flooded into the Capitol the day before the raid to guide rebels to the windows and doors to raid the next day. And raid they did, armed the very next day, terrorizing as they flooded the halls of our Capitol. They should fill our jails for 10 years. This man, I kid you not, I've been watching The Handmaid's Tale. This guy would be the first to create Gilead. Tucker Carlson, artist, cartoonist, betrayed our calling. He didn't need the money. His family was loaded. Did he need the death of 100,000 of homespun and ignorant, uneducated Americans? Oh, by the way, Neil, we're doing fine. Actually, look at the data here. Florida, we're doing fine, guys. COVID is mutating and has been for 7 months. More and more, dude. Okay. He's an idiot. I can't actually do that. I will get shut down. I've already got a strike on me. Guys, we're fine. We're doing good. Check out California and Minnesota and all them for who's really doing bad. Freaking VENKMAN here has more of a chance of keeling over from COVID than I do, judging by the side that
I've had it once and didn't get any medication for it at all.
Here.
Only thing
Gail actually suffered, but I was like, oh.
The thing is, I was never COVID tested, so I don't know if it was COVID. Could have been the flu, could have been swine flu. There's so much crap going on coming across our border every day. But I took Dayquil and NyQuil, and I took pseudoephedrine, the little red pills, just to help break it up so I can, breathe and stuff. I had the colds. Basically, I had high fever for like a week and a half. I had a high fever up to 100 degrees every single day. So I would get the chills and then the sweats. To me, that was the worst part, and then I'll just say the worst crime you could ever do to me is when you mess around with stuff I like. Like I like Mountain Dew. I won't deny I'm an addict when it comes to this. This is my Zach likes his coffee. I like my Mountain Dew. I couldn't taste it at the very last day. I feel better. I went to go drink it. It was my last can I had in the house. I drank it, and it tasted like crap to me. It tasted horrible. It tasted like you just got Mountain Lightning, or whatever the Walmart version is. Mountain Fury.
So you think that the Mountain Dew, changing something is the worst crime you can? I'm going to go with anal rape. You keep your Mountain Dew thing. I think the worst crime you could do.
Well, I would never put myself in that situation there.
You know what? No, not everybody has real jobs. Some of us have to work under the damn bridge. All right, don't judge me.
Everything is, maybe it's just that bridge you're working under. You could work on a different one.
Let's see. They dilute the characters by treating them just as brands and segregating the audience by. I agree with the Emerald right there. I've been saying this for a while. And I've said this to a couple of people in the comments, because another argument we hear is you weren't mad when they did. Actually, yeah, I was. I do not like the fact that there is a bunch of Supermen. I mean, I'm not talking about Kryptonians, Supergirl, Superboy, whatever. Fine, they're different characters. I'm talking about when you create a whole bunch of Wolverines, you're making Wolverine less than what he was. If you're creating a whole bunch of Batman, you're making Batman less than what he was. So, I'm not a big fan. Let's see. Rhaegar saying, England team, the same thing happened to me when my father, with my father, when I challenged him and asked him to provide examples of how Trumper's racist. He went apoplectic and he implied I was an Uncle Tom. Are you black? Because otherwise I've got questions. Yeah. Perhaps he should actually read that book and find out that Uncle Tom was a strong character. Let's see. Trump did more for Black and Latino people in the States than any other politician had. I wonder if that's what really ticks off some of the leftists on that one. Speculators get by the almighty jet. These Moon Knight books are going to be bomb after the show bombs. Oh, yeah. I've seen a whole bunch of people on the forums talking about, and I'm not a big fan of letting the movie set the market, because once the movie comes in, nobody cares about them anymore. Excuse me. I lost the force people to take their vacation. Yes. North Korea is somehow less threatening as a despot than half of the American politicians in China's pocket, says Almighty Jack, and I agree with that. Needless to say, he produced no significant examples of the assertions people made. Yeah. Well, I think it's because they don't look up for themselves. I was having a conversation. My parents are far left. And I had this conversation. I pointed out to them, because of the way algorithms work, you are in a bubble. We're in a bubble. If you look up conservative news and so forth and so on, they're going to recommend to you conservative news. But we're lucky enough, and by that I mean we are exposed to more, because most of the media is liberal news. So we're like this bubble, but we're floating around in a sea of liberalism. So we're able to look outside that bubble a lot easier than they are to look in. So they're not seeing our news as much as we're seeing theirs. And so they don't know the whole story. They don't know. We tend to, for the most part, get more information. What we do with it, that's the difference. Let's see. He's probably busy working on, I don't know what that's from. And did he run out of TDS? That's something. I wonder if, I wonder if Neil Adams did. He's going after Biden, and now Biden is not authoritarian enough for him. I know, right? That amazes me, coming from Neil Adams.
I think the person who was writing his stuff for him probably has COVID right now, and they can't tweet right now because they're not feeling good.
Maybe.
Or the booster shotgun.
Sir. No, sir. We saw. I actually did a video. It is proof, because we all thought for a while maybe Neil Adams has like a social media person, and they're putting their own. They're putting it, but Neil, maybe that's why. Maybe I should check his.
Facebook is usually what
his videos.
Facebook, he always did the tutorials, how to stuff. But then the funny thing is he was talking. I forget he was talking about another artist or writer, and he started doing a Chinese accent.
To newsreaders on MSNBC and other places.
Okay, this was a long time ago. This is February 4th. But I hold on, let me make sure I'm sharing it with sound. But I actually remembered. Yeah. I remember doing a video on this because we all thought that he had a social media person. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's real.
Okay. My name is Neil Adams. I grew up poor and at times middle class. I'm probably older than all of you. My mom, but, the family thing.
But this is just a normal thing. But he, there was a couple of videos where he really went off on the politics. I was like, oh my gosh, it's really Neil Adams, and he's really saying all this crazy stuff. So, go figure.
He does more Facebook stuff than he does really Twitter. Twitter is more him venting. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did it on Facebook too, because he was doing those live shows last year.
Yeah. Let's see. I think we're going to be calling it pretty quick here. Neil Adams probably caught the Microsoft virus. Brandon derangement syndrome. There we go. I heard that in, I think it's Canada, no, they can't put "Let's Go Brandon" on documents anymore. Just the fact that they were doing it enough to have it now be against the rules is funny to me. And I say, let's go, Brandon. Let's go. But I saw a T-shirt, by the way. It was on the what's that guy with a beanie? What's his name? The little Asian kid.
Oh,
What's his name? The frickin' hell.
from where?
It's he's
Tim.
news. Tim Pool. That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a guy who does political T-shirts, and he had one saying, "I'm Joe Biden, and I forgot this message." I love that one. I thought that was funny.
I would. That's for your ice machines. Like, remember to leave your number at the thing, you know?
the thing, you know. Yeah. How much will the first gay Superman kiss be worth in a few? Nothing. I have a feeling that you're going to see the Batawang decrease in value too. Nobody's thinking about it anymore. Nobody's saying, "Oh, you know what? I need to get the Batawang."
It's gonna be the.
It's like that. It's like the one book I found it for $30. There's a English 80-page giant, or it's an Elseworlds, I think it is, and it's got a baby walking into a microwave. Yeah.
It's gonna be the Jonathan Kent Wang.
I wonder if I can last until Gail gets here. Well, I haven't done. We usually stop live streams now an hour in, but I'm just having too much fun ranting about things. Luke Radowski sells some great shirts. I always get compliments for wearing them wherever I go. Is that his name? The guy with Tim Pool?
Tim Pool, he does all. Yeah.
Yeah, I just forgot his name. I don't mean any disrespect I just forgot his name. I do that from time to time. I saw NERDROTIC was on there. I actually watched it. I felt a little bad because I thought Gary's a really nice guy, and I was wondering, is he being polite? Because he seemed very quiet, you know, like he was waiting for his turn to speak. Yeah, and in all honesty, I found myself wanting Tim Pool to shut up so Gary could talk more. Which is kind of funny because, you know, he's got his own channel, right?
I mean, have you seen the stream?
Yeah.
We're all waiting.
Yeah.
Even Black Cat's been very patient.
Gee, what is it like being on a channel with a guy who talks too much? Oh.
I mean, you're saying your honest opinions, and we're just listening before we interject.
Yeah, I was wondering what would happen because I knew I was going to rant. I just didn't know how long I was going to rant. But God, I haven't done this in a long time, guys. I really haven't.
It is funny though because usually it's just you, me, and Eric, and then Eric's the silent one. Neil Black Cat is the.
He's the new Eric. Yeah,
he's the new Eric.
He's not the new Eric because. Sorry, Evil Black Cat, but you should be in the comments insulting Eric.
Like I said, EBC as Eric Breen's cat.
There you go. The NERDROTIC episode was super chill. Yeah, he was quiet. He was. I don't know. I haven't seen Gary stream in a long time, so I don't know if he is normally quiet. I remember going on Comics Division's show a long time ago, and I was asking him about how much to talk and all that kind of stuff. And it's the one thing that really affected me that Yellow Flash said was that when I go onto other people's channels, I'd talk way too much. Sorry. Let's see. NERDROTIC had every chance to jump in. Maybe he was tired from getting from the jet lag. Could have been. Yeah, you never know. You never know. I just wanted to. There were times when I was like, "Yeah, let's hear what," because it really felt like he kind of recessed a little bit in that, and I was really wanting to hear his opinions on some of the things that they were bringing up. So, let's see. Eric Breen fills the part of the Comicpedia. Okay, I had to reread that because it didn't look like I was like, wait a second, what? oh, pedia, the Comicpedia, like encyclopedia. Gotcha. Okay.
Eric Breen feels a part of the that's
yeah, that's what I was like. Wait, what?
Oh, there's a comic in there. I didn't see that word verse.
Yeah. No, it's there's an IA. That's not a no on the end. My eyes are just bad. Okie dokie. So I think have we covered all topics?
Man, as far as stuff. Well, I mean, do you want to develop more into fandom, or do you want to keep more ranting? You know, can I just want to point out they missed an opportunity to have Damien be for John's first love interest.
Yeah, I kind of said that, but go on ahead.
No, I thought Don was gonna. I'm hearing feedback from his mic. I thought he was gonna jump in.
I will say this. I'm looking through what else. I did like everything I saw, as far as movies and all that kind of stuff on the fandom.
The Black Adam, the Hawkman, and all that stuff.
The Black Adam looks awesome. I do kind of agree with what was posted. Hawkworld says the upcoming Black Adam movie could fundamentally change what Hawkman is in the future. Most comic book fans don't read Hawkman, have only seen the Justice League TV show or Legends of Tomorrow. Hawkman is not a character that everyone knows the basics about, like Superman. He goes on to say, or Batman, the basic knowledge of who or what Hawkman is very limited. So when Hawkman appears next year in the Black Adam movie, this could very well dictate what Hawkman becomes or how Hawkman is thought of in the general public for years. And this terrifies me. It could be really good, and Hawkman will be recreated in a way we never imagined. But Warner Brothers does not have a good track record when it comes to Hawkman. They've already made some decisions about Hawkman that is very different from the comics, and I'm not saying that the movie version is going to be really bad or that they've been making bad decisions. We just haven't seen the movie yet, and personally, I still expect the movie to use Hawkman as a prop to build up Black Adam. He'll be killed off or beaten to a pulp to showcase Black Adam's power. I really hope they prove me wrong, but whatever happens, this movie will probably determine the general public's view or idea of Hawkman in the future, and this is why the Black Adam movie is very important to me and my future fandom. That's from Tim Board of the Hawk World Twitter channel there, and that happens. That really does. We've seen it with Iron Man. Iron Man is now Robert Downey Jr. in the comics. Mm-hmm. We've seen it before, and I think it could happen again. Yeah, this version of Hawkman, we've seen him. The most true to life, in my opinion, was a brief segment in Smallville.
Oh yeah, Michael Shanks.
Great job on that one.
That was so weird though. I just want to say it was weird seeing him as that role because I was a nerdy guy in Stargate SG-1. They're really mild and weak,
Yeah.
you know. To see him do complete go from beta to alpha, I was like, dude.
Yeah, it was a good time. I think they really nailed that character very well, but that was TV. So nobody thought, oh, that's a great character, we need to push it. But in a movie, if he's got an amount of time in the movie and he's done poorly, then that might actually prove to be a bad thing.
Right, yeah. At the time, he was RDJ. Now he's not RDJ. Now he's not even in the book.
Oh, there you go.
It's like,
let's see. He wants me to. Almighty Jack is asking to show what he sent. So give me just a sec. Let's see. I don't like Hawkman race. Well, I don't see why they need to do it, but we were talking about this behind the scenes, and they could have put an Egyptian in there. It is Hawkman, so it could be played by many character or actors as well.
Reincarnation.
So yeah. I'm not so against the race swap. I would love to see them, but I know they're not going to do it in one movie. But I would love to see them explore the character and explore all of the incarnations, and they could just have actor after actor after actor.
Because that would be cool to see his past lives, you know, as he goes through, and now the current one's this, you know.
Not a fan of Hawks from The Lesbian of Tomorrow. Is it me or the guy playing Captain Marvel Shazam look like he has aged 10 years? Yeah, he's kind of getting up there, just like the rest of us.
Don't worry, you can just do refacing. As far as deep fakes, they did that with Halloween Kills.
All right, let me get the books here, and I'll show them off, and then we'll call it. Take some comments there, man.
I guess he's playing Carter Hall.
Shut up, bird.
Yeah. The old started saying he's playing Carl, not a different reincarnation. Well, look at this. This could be New 52. I'll save my judgment. I'll see if it's actually a really good movie. Yeah, I understand why they did the race swap. Because for virtue points and all that stuff. But if it actually turns out to be good, I'm gonna praise the movie as being a good movie. It sucks that they have to do that. They have the virtue signal and make these little minor changes, but it's still, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie, regardless of how they got there. If you're gonna make Hawkman black, then make it work. Where they go as well. Cast Chris Rock. Honestly, if they're gonna make everyone's worthwhile, because Rager says make him Chris Rock for Hawkman Black. No, I want Kevin Hart.
Yeah, might as well make him diminutive and the whole 9 yards if you're gonna go silly.
Make him Kevin Hart going against Black Adam Rock. That's what I want. Like, if he's just gonna be killed off and just reincarnated as a different character in a different movie, I don't really care about that, But if they say, he's Egyptian and this is his first form, and then like like I said, reincarnation, you can come back as anything. You can come as a guy or girl. Look at Reincarnation Man. That guy has changed nationalities, didn't he? I believe in some of his books, even gender. Shade the Ever-Changing Man did that too.
I think he changed. I don't think he changed like people. Resurrection Man. I think he just. I think you're thinking of like Immortal Man, maybe.
Might have been.
I know he changes power. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a box unopening. I already opened the box, but I'll show you some of the books that will be in the next auction. They came from Almighty Jack. Appreciate that. What?
More rants, please.
What do you want? What do you want?
If he poops in the camera, I see it streak down the camera.
No, there you go. What are you doing? What are you doing? Here you go.
Pretty orange bird.
There you are. Okay. Drip.
Right here in your mouth is just speaking. Oh.
Yep. All right. And this is my bird. This is Twiddles, the one that you guys hear way too much.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect guessing for Hawkman says. Get Twiddles.
There you go. All right, let me get the green screen off so I can show some stuff off. I want Jon Stewart and Hot Girl. When you said Jon Stewart, I actually thought Jon Stewart, the comedian.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you said as Hot Girl because I was like, wow,
I want Jon Stewart as Jon Stewart. Why not? Okay, so we got this trade paperback. It's called Prison Earth. It's done by somebody named Winkler.
Henry Winkler?
Oh, nice. Oh, I heard a car door. I heard a car door. Mama's here. Oh, yeah, Mama's here. Go fly. Go fly.
And the ADD keeps saying, there is no bird.
Go fly. Yes, there is no spoon. Go fly. Oh, there he is. The door opened. So now he is going to fly.
Yeah.
Hey, Gail. How's it going? Twiddles is out. Did you bring a sandwich? Can you go back out and get a sandwich?
Why don't people watch this channel again? Maybe that's why.
Because one day Gail's gonna kill me, and nobody wants to miss that.
Like, we've been betting on it for the past year, and we've got no closure, or I'm done with this drama.
Right.
It's like
I've said it before. Here is the original sketch to the Thor picture that I've got on my wall. I guess this is his outline.
Jane Foster versus Pikachu.
It's yeah. Then we have Batman number 415. All right, we have from the McFarlane run, Spider-Man
Nice.
number, what is that, 5? There you go.
Yeah, it's part of the Torment one, the one you had the other day.
Yep. Then we have The Man Called Nova, issue number 23.
Cool.
And then we have The Man Called Nova, issue number 13.
Nice.
And we have Archie, number 400.
Outrage.
And then we have Archie at Riverdale, issue number 58. These are Copper Age.
Wow, that's really outrage.
And then we have The New Mutants number 8. This is the first appearance of Amalgama.
Ah,
All righty.
the New Mutants.
And we have Batman issue number 410, excuse me.
Nice. Two-Face on there.
And then we have from the Nightfall saga, Batman number 495.
Ooh, Poison Ivy.
And we've
And
got
I recommend people buy that Batman 410.
okay. Because
That's when Batman was great. The
Yeah.
Carnage.
there you go.
It was a good story.
Batman 628. We have Batman 644. And here we have Batman 499.
Nice.
Detective Comics. This might go to the quarter books. This feels like it's got some water damage there, Bubba. 650. Detective Comics. And then we have Detective Comics 804. Feels like double-sized issue right there. Let's see. We've got The Flash, number 278. Here we go, guys.
Sweet.
Some,
Boomerang on there. Nice.
old Barry Allen flashes. And then we've got The Flash issue number 279. There you go. And we've got The Flash number 289. There you go. And we've got Flash 282.
Versus Green Lantern. That's it.
And then
Nice.
we've got Flash number 283. I love this cover, by the way. And then we've got Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 50 or 67? 67. And we've got issue number 68.
Nice.
And we've got 69, which actually I'd
Cloak,
be-
is that Cloak and Dagger on there?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it's one of their original appearances.
Nice.
Yep, and then we've got issue number 70.
Look at that outfit Dagger's on. Outrage.
Yeah, not that anybody will be interested in this, but here we go. We've got Iron Man number 177.
Definitely not a Maranya.
Yep, we have one of the greatest Iron Man stories ever in issue number 178.
Nice.
And here is issue number 183.
His greatest struggle, though, is against Hellcat.
Here is issue number 184.
California. What?
Here is issue number 198. And we have Thor, issue number 212.
It's just not the same anymore.
I know. I've asked her. I said, Gail, come on, man. Where's the Thor?
We're paying for that experience.
Here is Thor 310. And then we have Star Wars issue number 1. And we have Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 63. And we have Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 65, which I believe we had 64 earlier. And here is issue number 66. And no, we don't have issue number 67. I do believe that's the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. But we do have the first appearance of somebody I actually had the name wrong in the Jeopardy. The first appearance of the Rainbow Raider.
Nice.
All righty. We do have Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 61. And we have Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 62. And we have one of the big dogs will be New Mutants number 1.
Cool.
Yeah. And it is in really good condition here. So, all right. So that, thank you very much. That was sent by Almighty Jack, and it will be going into the auction this week. So please check that out. Haven't put the auction together yet, but I do know these books will be there, as well as a bunch of sets. I've given up on any hope on me reading the sets that I have sitting up here, so they're going to go in like the Vampirella, Dark Powers, Red Sonja,
Nice.
Dark Powers, and all that. There will be other things as well, so please check it out. Every Saturday at 9 o'clock, we have an auction. So there we go.
Eric Reed says Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man number 64 was the first Cloak and Dagger, and it's a 3-figure book.
I thought we had 64 here.
I
I guess I got it wrong. It's all right. I had 3 copies of the Rainbow Raider issue. I liked them, so I wanted to share the love. Well, thank you.
Will the house rule apply this auction? I don't know. One of these nights we just gotta not have that house rule. You know, it's not fair to the people that buy you a book all the time, Maranya.
Well, they don't have to. You know that, right?
I think they feel
There
they
is
feel
no
pressured
have
to
to,
go.
though.
Otherwise, she won't say go.
Yeah. Right. That's the real rule to it, right? Yeah, but we do the auction. We're going to be doing live streams every night at 9 o'clock, except for Wednesday and Thursday. I talked to Gail to make sure that we set aside and make sure that we have certain days off, because with Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I didn't know what day we were going to go out and be a couple and have our date night. So Gail says, let's just do Wednesday and Thursday. Don't worry about Tuesday. So we'll do another live stream tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to be doing shows. On Friday, we do Bad Comic Theater, or I call it First Appearance Friday, but Bad Comic Theater just, I think, says it better. Because we read classic comics and it's fun. You're invited to join us. It's we usually read Golden Age or Silver Age for the silliness factor of it. Please join us on that. Saturday is the auctions, and Sunday is Jeopardy, which is also a show that I kind of need you guys' help. We need players. We
Jim
do.
Sorensen, I know wants to play, but he says he on Sundays he has varies. I guess his signal or Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, his connection is not always that good. If you can jump in, that would be awesome.
As far as Sundays, though, I mean, for those of you, are there anybody out there who wants to play? Do Sundays not work for you? Are there other days?
It's got to be Sundays.
I'm just asking because
Where
that's the only way we get other people if they can't do Sundays. You know, that's
it's got to be. So
otherwise,
I look. Here's the thing. I'm not looking to change the day.
I know.
I'm not going to. It's Sunday, so I'm asking if people can play. If you can't, then there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tristan is invited, and anybody is. So there you go. Let's see. It was 65 through 70. We've got some good books here. I'm going to put some stuff in myself. I have no idea what the big dogs will be. Maybe since we got Spectacular Spider-Man, I'll try to find something in that collection that's worth it. If you want, I can write a board for Jeopardy for you, England team. If I can get to it, that would be pretty good. Oh, you mean so I can play?
So you can play, yeah.
Yeah. All righty.
Marnie would have the host.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we did that with Jimmy, where Yeah, because I went to a wedding last week, so Jimmy wrote up the board, and it was all Bendis. I saw one drawing. There were more drawings. Hold on.
Oh. What you up to, you Black Cat? You're quiet.
Oh, traffic's bad outside.
All right. Well, you're supposed to be directing it.
Who takes traffic directions from a cat?
Well, you've caused bad luck, so most people would just avoid the Black Cat.
What's going on?
I caused a pileup.
Hey, no more traffic.
I tried making an appointment yesterday. The only was this gonna be like at the minute clinic.
The rest were sandwiched between two pieces of cardboard with a Sharpie on it that said drawings.
4:30 anyway, the one that's near him. So
I think he found it.
I scheduled an appointment at a minute clinic. This was yesterday. Scheduled an appointment at a minute clinic. The closest one was in downtown Orlando.
Can you do me a favor? Pick that bird up and throw him outside. Not outside the house, but outside the room. Thank you. He's just. Jim Sorensen has a commission for Elizabeth if she's up for it. I would ask her. I don't know if she will though. What is it? Because the last person to ask a commission, it was Nazi images, and I don't want to do this. I told her you don't have to take any commission you don't want to. That was so weird. All righty, so we've got this from. We got these drawings from. I guess that's the She-Hulk.
Okay. These are all drawn by Almighty Jack?
Almighty Jack. Batman Joker. And then we got the Hellboy. We need little frames. The Wolverine. And then going into a bathroom. America first. Alrighty. And then the Cheesecake Factor. There we go. Alrighty. I'll put these up in the auction as well. So there we go. Thank you very much, Almighty Jack. Poor Twiddles. You missed what do we? Oh, Ash saying what he missed.
Ash came back.
But yeah, FF cover with FMA in place of FF. FMA. Ed Al Mustang.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, okay. All righty. Yeah, I actually told her let's do some like that. I thought that I'd like the Breakfast Club, but with the My Hero Academia characters, stuff like that would be with what's his name, the main character. What is his name? Altitude or something like that.
All Might.
All Might. Yeah, that's him. Yeah,
Altitude.
him is Bender and such. Yeah. I don't read that.
That's your new combo character, Altitude.
Altitude. That's my rap name, Altitude. Anyway, all righty, there you go, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Gail's here, so I'm going to be a husband for a little bit before she tells me to leave her alone. And if I don't like it, it's still rape. You know, it's the normal family stuff. But yeah, I'm going to hang out with her for a bit. So you guys, thank you very much for hearing me rant for 2 freaking hours. This is the first time we've ever just sat down. This is the first time in a long time we just sat down for a 3-hour. Let's just talk about whatever the hell live stream.
TED Talk.
Yeah. We used. This is what I did before Gail came back into the family.
I remember you had like 6 people at a time around here, and just you'd be up to like 1 o'clock in the morning, just talking about and stuff.
The longest I had was almost 12 hours of stuff. I went on, actually it was about 7-8 hours. It wasn't around 12. I thought it was, it felt like it, because it was after the great debate. And I had anybody who disagreed with me come on. So it was just me talking all of the time. And it was basically War Campaign that came on. And
so what are
told
your
me how
plans
long
for
it
the
was.
New Year's stream? Are we getting another
What are my plans? Are you kidding me? I need money now, Jack. You want me to get drunk for money? I'll get drunk for money.
He's drinking toilet water. What the heck? Oh.
Does it have to be my own? Because otherwise, let's see. Remember, kids, Superman sucks. Yep, his boyfriend says so. Dun, da, da, da. Hopefully, it lights some fires under people to bid a bit. Hopefully. I will be making up some advertisements for the shows and such. We were talking about that. We're going to get back to a regular schedule of 9 o'clock Friday through Tuesday for our live streams. Once again, please show up for Friday. It's a lot of fun. Good times to be had there. Definitely. Also, we need some people on Jeopardy, just and to watch as well. The YouTube, the person who talked to me on YouTube said I should purge my videos, so I'm going through those and I'm getting rid of. First, I'm starting with anything that looks like it might be political. Mostly it's live streams. I'm putting a whole bunch of them on the members only. So you'll see that starting to disappear as well. So,
what time is Jeopardy on Sundays?
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock
right,
on Sundays.
So if you guys want to play, if you have Twitter, or if you don't have his Twitter, don't want to have Twitter at all, use email. Contact E so we can get you on.
EnglandTeen@gmail.com. You can put it in the comment section here. I will be here before, about 15 minutes beforehand, and that way if you do not have Twitter, if you jump into the comment section and say, hey, I'm here, I want to play, I'll send the link. That way you can come, we'll go over the rules and we'll do the little number drawing which says who controls the board first.
And make sure to check out his community tab, because we're gonna keep telling him to use that.
Yes.
So you guys can know what's going on.
And hopefully one day I'll listen. All righty. Once again, thanks very much. Thank you very much. And join us tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern time, right here. And thank you very much to RDV and Dominic and Evil Black Cat for sitting around listening to me rant. And as always, thank you guys for continuing the conversation. And thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night, kids.